Adam shit his fucking brains out.
Let's not put that on
No,
the public
the world
record.
must know about the time Adam shit so hard that we had to delay a session.
Let's
We had to
not.
delay a session for 2 hours. The world must know.
The world need not know.
Adam, you must tell them
The world
yourself.
need not know.
Adam, you must tell the world yourself.
No.
You have to. Tell them about the
No.
stink Dorito, you fool. This is your
Instead,
punishment.
I will tell you about the tale of King Arthur. I hope you got that button pressed, as I'm starting it now.
I fucking pressed it.
So, allow me to tell you a tale long, long lost to ancient history. Of course, we've all heard the tale of King Arthur, the once and future king who brought order to Britain, and is remembered as a hero for a time. But how much of that tale has been twisted, changed, and forgotten over the years? What was Arthur really like? Who were the people who traveled with Arthur? And what exactly led Arthur to his grand fate? Well, our story begins where one might not exactly expect. In a very small town. A town known as...
Say it.
What is it? What is it, Adam?
What is it? Say it.
Matherfell. In a small
Yeah.
town known as Matherfell. On the... what would later go on to be known as the area as Wales, this town was small, quiet. It didn't have much produce or production of its own, but it survived. It had a tight-knit community, even if it was rather small. And in one of these small houses, fast asleep in her bed, was a young woman known as Artoria. And this is where our story begins.
I was just about to comment on the Game of Thrones. It's like, that sounds like the Game of Thrones theme. No wonder.
How did you just notice?
I didn't just notice it. It was just something that has been.
Just general idea.
Artoria, you have not had a very good sleep. You've been plagued by strange dreams for the past couple days. Dreams that feel weird. You don't remember any of them when you wake up, but you just feel this almost longing, strangely. You don't really know what to make of it, but it just occasionally pops up. Tonight, though, as you awaken, and you hear something, there's a creaking of your floorboards. It seems that there is something downstairs in the pantry.
Taria's gonna like rub her eyes and kind of look around and the room. And is there a window in here?
Yeah, there's a small window.
All right. Where does the moon lie in the sky?
The moon has almost set. It seems it's on the verge of early morning, but very close to... it's still technically nighttime.
Arteria will slowly stand up and slowly make her way.
As you stand
down
up,
the
you hear a,
stairs.
almost like a crunch of someone biting into something. It sounds hard. And then you hear more shuffling in the pantry.
She's just gonna like slowly make her way down.
You slowly make your way down, and eventually you're just outside the pantry, just on the verge of its door. It's cracked open ever so slightly. And you see a very small bit of light from inside. It appears someone has lit a candle. What would you like to do?
She's gonna like slowly walk up behind whoever could be in the pantry.
All right. Well, as
And
you slide open the door, you hear a as the door makes a loud sound, and you sort of freeze in place as you see something hunched over the pantry with half a loaf of bread stuffed in its mouth, and it turns to you, and you see the telltale short black hair, sort of peasant's tunic, and wide eyes of Gaia as she slowly takes another bite of the bread. Hush.
should have known it was you. Why are you in the bread right at night?
Well, I was hungry. I really hungry. I know with everything that's going on, we're supposed to, ration it a bit, but Artur, you look around, it appears the pantry is nearly empty.
Gaia,
I was hungry.
hungry or not, you can eat tomorrow after sleep.
But it's almost morning. Come on, it's basically daytime.
No, the sun is not up, therefore it is not day.
Spoil sport. After a moment, she offers the half a loaf of bread in your direction. Want some?
Like looks at it, then rolls her eyes and just grabs it. Can't believe you've been doing this at night. How long have you been going at this?
Just since yesterday. I just, hungry. My legs are getting longer. I'm growing.
Yeah, go to sleep.
But come on, I can't sleep on an empty stomach.
You can. You can mitigate. You can mitigate it, and the next morning you will be hungry and you will eat. She takes the bite of the bread.
At this moment, a lantern enters the room, and both you and Gaia look as your parents are standing there, staring at both of you eating the bread with an empty pantry. And we're going to smash cut to a few hours later of you and Gaia both on horses. Come on, why do we have to go entirely to another town to get food?
Because of what you did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to restock on because of this.
Gaia promptly rolls around in her saddle. And at this point, Artoria, would you like to take a moment to describe yourself?
Sure. Artoya is she's fairly she's young looking. She's got neat as a peasant can have. Neat blonde hair. That is tied in kind of a messily done braid with a single strand of her hair hanging off her front, a little over her eye. Her eyes are green. She's not tall, but yeah. She also has the peasant's garb. She also has standard peasant's garb. Nothing really special about that. And her skin is fairly pale. Not too much so, but yeah.
All right.
Not
And I
quite.
will describe Gaia in more detail now that she is in full light. By the way, the sun is now risen. You've been riding for about almost half a day now. You're very close to the town. Gaia, she is quite short. She is only 5'3". However, she is 1 year older than Artoria. Her hair is black and short, sort of around her neck, and her eyes are a dark green. Yet, still have a sort of a light, a shining, playful mirth in them. She has fairly tan skin, likely from spending all day out in the sun, and she keeps a dagger at her belt. Not for any combat-related reasons, but mostly due to her job at a tannery. She's wearing similar peasant's tunic to what Artoria is wearing. However, her muscles are not exactly toned, or not exactly muscular, but she is fairly in shape.
Also, I should probably mention Arturia is more toned than she is.
Oh yeah, way more. Okay, so grocery list. We needed bread.
Groceries.
Yeah, and well, stocking up with supplies. We needed bread, apples. Gaia slowly leans back on her horse before she almost falls off and rights herself again.
You need to be more careful when riding.
Do you remember what else we needed?
Also, to give a perspective on Arteria a bit, she is 5'4" and is 15. That's myself.
I remember the bread and the apples, and there was. She just sort of spaces out. Right.
You get some more vegetables.
Right, okay.
As well as seeds to plant more vegetables.
Oh, right, the farm was doing kind of weird.
Weird is not quite what I'd refer to it as.
I mean, it's weirdly cold for autumn.
I suppose so.
Jeez. Well, at least we're almost there, right?
Yes, it seems like we are. I think I can spot it in the distance.
And sure enough, you can. As you round the hill, you can spot the town of. Give me a second to pull up the map.
The town of.
The town of.
By the way,
Arturia. Ser Penguin.
Ser Penguin.
What?
Arturia's horse is white.
The first thing you notice about this town, you and Guy have been here a couple times before on stock supply runs. Is where you get like the most of the seeds for the farm, as well as it's also where you sometimes sell farm and leatherworking goods for a little bit of gold, a little bit of money. But right now, it's absolutely packed. You see horses. You can see a couple carriages. You've never seen a carriage before. You've read about it in the storybook, but you've never seen a carriage before.
Yeah.
And it's just, you see knights walking around. You're pretty sure you see like people in really fine dresses.
Is there an event going on that we do not know?
Not that I heard about. Jeez. It really is packed, though. It's gonna make it hard getting those stuff we need.
We will just have to fight on like we always have.
Yep. As you head down into the town, it just seems more and more cramped. You eventually manage to maneuver your way towards the stables, only to find that they're absolutely packed full. Great. Here. Gaia hops off her horse and holds the reins out towards you. Alright, sis, you watch the horses. I'm gonna go get the stuff we need and I'll meet you back here.
I shouldn't be the one to get them. Do you even remember what we are here for?
Oh, vegetables, seeds.
Mm-hmm. Like she looks at her kind of like, looks at her kind of like playfully. Yes. What else?
Bread. Bulls.
Is there anything else we need?
She holds up 4 fingers as she repeatedly counts through the 4th thing she said, and hesitantly holds out a 5th. Potato?
Good. I suppose so. If you think you're confident, go on ahead. Besides, you can carry all of it. It'll be good, considering what you've done. Since you're the reason we are here in the first place, Gaia.
Yeah. She deflates like a pop balloon. So cruel. Such a tyrant.
No tyrant, please. I am just fair.
All right. She gives a little like a little wave as she spins on her heel and starts walking off towards the market. I'll be back soon.
Go off.
And she moves her way into the market.
And Arturia pets her horse. It looks like it's just us two and Gaia's horse, Namre.
You hear a voice behind you. My, that's an awful nice horse you have. And the voice is a little too close, like right next to you.
He turns quickly.
You're face to face with a boy who has this playful smile. It almost reminds you of Gaia, but there's a bit more mischief in it than even Gaia's. Hi there. Never seen a horse like that before.
Hello. Yes, this is my pride and joy. Her name is Lamre.
Ooh. He goes over and places a hand on the horse's snout and gingerly pets it. With this, you're taking a pretty good look at him. He's about your height. He's 5'6", so just slightly taller than you. His hair is black and very curly. It piles on top of his head, with the bangs spilling down below to his right eye. The showing left eye is a light brown, which matches the very smooth, brownish skin tone he has. He has a very cheeky smile on as he looks over the horse and gives it a few more pets, which it seems to be very much enjoying. He's wearing black robes that cover his entire body below his neck, and it gives him almost an otherworldly sway as he moves. Slung across his back is what appears to be a short bow, and you usually see a quiver of arrows poking out from under the hip under his robes. However, even when he moves, you don't see any outline of arrows when his cloak covers it. So, what brings you to town?
Oh, like he's just like a little like nervous because this very sudden person talking to her. Well, me and my sister are here getting food and supplies after she has ransacked our pantry.
Sister. He puts a finger to his chin and leans in a bit too close, and he starts reaching for a strand of your hair.
She slaps his hand away. Just like a calmness, like a slap away.
Yeah.
He looks a little surprised. He doesn't look upset, but he looks like almost baffled. Oh, right. Sorry, still getting used to this whole customs thing. What's right? Names. He extends his hand. Morgan, pleasure to meet you.
Arturia. And she like holds out his hand and handshakes him.
All right then. So, yeah, your hair. It's really bright.
I suppose it is. She doesn't really know how to respond to that.
He looks deep into your eyes, and you don't know if he's so much looking at you as looking at your eyes specifically. Do you mind telling me your sister's name?
Well, I feel like it would be proper manners if she told you herself. It would be rude to give out names of people that you don't know.
He's walking around you, inspecting you, almost like a statue. You are dressed like a commoner, he says, almost like it's a grand deduction he's made. You must live in the town.
Yes, I do.
Ha!
What's happening here?
Huh? Oh,
What's happening? I'm
do
just
you not live here?
not here, but somewhere else.
Man, you really haven't heard?
No.
Well,
What?
there's this huge message that went across the land. As he says huge, he rocks back on one of his heels and extends his hands outward in a grand spreading motion. This big guy, his name is Saint Germanus. He sent this letter to everyone out in all the dukes. Do you know what a duke is? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like
So-
at the word Duke, she like tilts her head.
So, every single one of them got a big old letter saying, hey, I put this big, cool sword, and it's sealed in a stone, right here in this town. I've hidden it here. And if each one of you just to send one representative to try to pull the stone, sword, stone, sword, stone, he points at you. And whoever does pull it is apparently crowned the new king of this place. Not this place like the town, but I mean like the island. Britannia, that thing.
So a sword and a stone.
That's what the letter said.
That seems a little far-fetched.
Well, I think the real far-fetched part is the fact that he said he sealed it in with magic. Well, technically it was a holy ritual from God, but that's basically magic. He leans in close again. Do you believe in magic?
Well, not particularly. I've never.
He immediately
experienced
frowns.
magic,
Boo! Boring.
Yeah. But it's just like, I mean, I've just never been given a reason to believe it. I've only ever lived on the farm, so I've never believed any superstitions.
Well, maybe today will make you believe a little more. The sword point's gonna start soon. Oh, do you want to come watch it with me?
Maybe I really have to go.
Ah, come on. It's gonna start real soon. Only be a couple minutes. He's already grabbing your hand and is starting to pull you. Come on, come on.
But I need to watch our horses.
Oh, right, the horses. Hold on, give me a minute. He walks past you. He takes Lamray's head in his hands and begins gently whispering something to her. Lamray begins to almost hoof the ground a bit, and then goes over to the side and lays down in contentment. And he does the same thing to Gaia's horse. There they go. They'll be tired for a little while. They won't go anywhere. They're really nice horses, by the way.
Did you... Lamray has only ever listened to me.
Yeah, that's really cool that you're able to communicate with her like that. She respects you a whole lot.
Suppose so. I mean, I
Alright.
also have to wait for my sister.
Come on, she'll find you. It's like the biggest thing in town. It's right in the center. She'll probably find you eventually. So come on, come on, come on. He's pounding his fists up and down in the air like an excited toddler.
Okay, if you'll stop pestering me.
Alright! And with that, he grabs your hand and begins pulling you towards the market.
Yeah.
Or pulling you towards the center of town.
She's very confused.
And with that, we're going to instead switch over to Gaia in the market. Just walking around. Potatoes, fruit, apples, straw, seeds. That's 5, right? I think I'm forgetting something. At this, she bumps into someone. Ow! Oh, sorry. The heck is on your face? Merlin, you've been walking around town a while.
Yes.
And this strange peasant woman has just walked directly into your back.
I'm very small.
Yeah. Don't worry, she's only 5'3".
She's only about 3 inches taller than me.
She's only slightly taller than you.
Only a little
Both
bit.
of you are hidden by the crowd. Sure, there's a lot of chaos going on here.
A whole lot's going on, I believe.
Yeah, not really sure what's going on. Do you?
Do I?
You do. You know what's you know what's happening here.
Would I tell her?
I don't know. Up to you.
I might as well. What was it called? Like sword pulling? Sword stone pulling? What is there like a name for the event?
The crowning of the rightful heir.
Ah,
Morgan just called it the sword stone pulling.
Yeah, Merlin would call it by the correct
Or not
name.
Merlin. I mean, not Merlin. Morgan. Morgan called it the sword stone.
Merlin would call it by the correct name.
Yeah.
It is the crowning of the. What is it called?
Crowning of the rightful heir.
Yes.
That's a big word.
It's basically
heir.
just pulling a sword out of a stone.
Really? That's all it is?
It doesn't
That
really.
feels pretty easy to accomplish.
It doesn't seem like the best way to pick a king, does it?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Like, how deep is the stone? Is it like is the sword like all the way in up to the hilt, or is it like just like halfway in?
It's about the tip.
Do you think the sword will be broken or like scratched? I know I've taken a lot of knives. She pulls out the knife from her belt and begins almost gesturing with it. You take a firm step back, Merlin.
Nah, I'm not afraid.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, Merlin, you're fine. You stay right there as she gestures with a knife. She's surprisingly calm with it, or not calm with it, but dexterous with it.
Well,
Anyway.
Well, perhaps there's something else to the sword that decides the ruler, not just the strength.
The peasant girl gives a low shrug. Oh, by the way, do you know where to buy any apples around here?
Do I?
Roll me wits plus streetwise.
Do I? Okay. Oh no, my wits. Oh no. Oh no. Streetwise, please. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, Adam.
Is it a chance die?
It's a chance die.
Roll me the chance die.
Apples? The chance roll button doesn't work, right?
Yeah, so you just put in a pool of 1. Merlin, you are positive you know where to find apples. Gain a beat.
Fuck yeah, bro. I absolutely know where apples are. Follow me.
And with that, we're going to cut to our third protagonist. Yvain. Oh, right, I almost forgot. Merlin, since we saw you in from God's perspective, please describe yourself.
Yes, I will. As I've learned recently, the color of the hair is lavender, long. It's where like you put the tie of the hair like right at the tip, and it makes like this weird like kind of floof thing. That's what the hair is. Also, she has like the buns in the top that make balls, just because she has so much hair. Because she's busy, she doesn't have time to cut her hair. Also, she's tiny, about 5 foot.
Her hair is about as long as she is, I bet.
Yep, about as long as she is, you're right. Clothing, I don't think she's the best dressed. She's not poor, but she's also not the best. She looks normal for the time. Is that good enough, Adam?
Yeah,
for
that's
a
good.
Clothing description?
And now, we're going to be focusing on the town center, where Yvain, you've been milling around here for about an hour, waiting for the event to start. You see a couple of the others already arrive. One walks by you. Let me describe this man as he walks over. He has sort of this very short red hair that sort of spikes around him. And he's wearing sort of noble-ish clothes, but they're almost like reinforced with leather armor. His eyes are green, and he has this meek demeanor about him as he clings to like the sword at his side, not like trying to draw it or anything, but almost like a safety blanket. You recognize this man. as Camelot, son of one of the province dukes. It seems that, much like you, he is here as a candidate for pulling the sword in the stone.
Yvain sort of smiles and starts walking over to him.
He flinches when he sees you.
Should I
Hi.
describe Yvain?
Yes, please describe Yvain.
Yvain is about 16, 17, around that age area. She stands at a whopping 6'2". She has about mid-length, curly brown hair. She has bright green eyes, and has leather armor over the top of which she has a tan sort of not really a robe, but more like an over tunic. If that makes any sense, like kind of like
Poncho.
yeah, it's like a knight poncho thing that goes over armor just to show, and it has like a bit of a symbol on her shoulder.
All right. You, hi. You're bigger than I remember.
Hello there.
Big. Hi. He flinches from how loud your voice is from his perspective.
What was his name again? How do you pronounce it?
Kadok.
Kadok, right? And she extends a hand downwards.
He tentatively reaches a hand up. For reference, he is 5'8", which is still smaller than Yvain, but he's about normal height-ish.
Shakes his hand. Wow, that's really nice.
His
That we're
hand is
all
much
gathered here
smaller than
today.
yours.
Still shaking it. It's like, it's really nice that we're all gathered here today.
Yeah. Here to pull that sword.
She stops shaking his hand. Yeah. I wonder who's gonna get it.
I don't know. I really hope it's not me.
Huh? Why don't you want it to be you?
Running a kingdom's a lot of pressure, and I don't want to run a kingdom. That's a lot of work, and that's like a lot of expectations, and I'm not really that great of a warrior.
Her like gaze kind of like softens a bit, and she kind of like thinks to herself for a second, and then she is like, yeah, it is kind of hard. It does a lot of expectations, but if you pull the sword, that means that you were the rightful heir, right?
I guess.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If you pull the sword out of the stone, I will gladly help you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
Big smile.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, technically, I'm pretty sure my dad would do most of the official business decisions and all that.
She sort of like puts her hand to her chin. That is correct. It seems like our parents would be the ones who know the most about that. But everyone always needs allies, don't they? And
Yeah.
she holds up a bit of a thumbs up.
Speaking of, I guess you're the only other one? I mean, the only other person who was sent here as a child of the Duke, rather than the Duke themselves.
And she sort of like puts like her hand over her eyes to like shield her from the sun and looking around.
You can see a couple other of the Dukes gathered around. You can see a man who is about 5'9", with brown hair and a warrior's braid going down his back, dressed in regal-looking purple robes. When he catches you looking at him, he glares at you with gray eyes. You turn your gaze away, and look again to see a man who's rather tall, not as tall as you, he's 5'10", with black short hair and dark green, almost brownish eyes, wearing white plate armor, and carrying he has an axe, battle axe, strapped to his back. He has a much more relaxed, calm demeanor than the previous man.
She's like internally, she's like, whoa, an axe, plate mail armor.
You recognize both these people as Sir Huggins and Sir Frederick, dukes of their respective provinces.
Frederick being the laid back one.
Frederick was being the laid-back one, yes. You've caught a few others around, but it seems that, much like Kadok had said, you and him are the only children of dukes who have been sent as representatives.
Hmm. She's sort of like muttering to herself, not really caring if he hears. I wonder if introducing myself to a duke is improper form.
Oh, you're gonna introduce yourself to a dude? That's Oh, were you not talking to me? Was that more to yourself? Am I just talking to like thoughts? So I'm sorry for listening in.
Huh? Oh, it's all right.
So the weather's nice.
Oh yes, it's very sunny out today.
Even it's a nice change of pace. Back in your province, it's been dreadfully cold as of late. Just constantly cold. It's been very hard on your crops as well. So this more even temperament, even if it is still a little chilly, is much better than what you're used to. As you're looking around, you hear like a jingle of weapons and armor approaching you as you turn, and you see two people with a set of armed guards walking towards you. The first is a woman with dirty blonde hair, very almost brownish, that goes down to her upper back. It's elaborately cleaned and perfectly taken care of. It's almost like painting-like. She's wearing this beautiful, like, grandiose dress, and has a hand within the other man, who is sort of looks a little bit older, has these sort of tired eyes. He's wearing a crown atop his head, and the woman as well is wearing a crown, which you're pretty sure is made of. It's like a tiara made of silver. The two of them are holding hands and surrounded by guards. You recognize both of these as the man is Esmond, the Duke of the province of Enrith, and his wife Helena. Helena, almost you could guiding your husband as she walks over to you. Ah, you must be Yvain and Caddock, if I'm correct.
Why, yes, thank you, my lady. And she sort of like bows a bit.
Yeah. She does a curtsy in kind, and her husband does a bow. I've heard much about your province. I'm terribly sorry to hear it's been fallen on such hard times.
Well, I thank you for your courtesy and thoughtfulness.
I send your father the grandest of my regards.
I shall relay these in time.
Yvain, roll me either intelligence or wits, whichever is higher, plus politics.
All right. All right. What would this actually be described as?
Recall information.
Politics being used as a skill?
Yvain is going to be rolling so much politics.
Impossible! That's not allowed.
3 successes.
Okay. That gives me an excuse to post this, which is a map of Britannia.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I helped you with this one. I want to see how shit it looks.
Here is the blank map, and here is the shit map with borders for the provinces.
That's not bad.
It could have been worse.
The area the massive area in the south, where Kent is, that is an area that's been completely claimed by Saxons.
Livonia? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, Kent, I said.
Yeah, Kent. Right now, you guys are a little bit north of Vivonia in the city, or town of Serpegrenwen.
Raffle.
Yep, and there's Mathraffle. Yvain, you're a province. Would you like to see the name of it?
Like in character or out of character?
Out of character. Later you should be able to say it.
The province of Croydon.
Yep. With in the middle left area, marked by the capital. I can use this opportunity to give lore. Even You've studied a lot as the daughter of a duke. So you know that the kingdom at current is ruled by 8 provinces, although a number of them have fallen on rather hard times, such as yours. All of these provinces are ruled by a duke from a capital castle, or capital as it's commonly called. Yours is known as Ser Dedenwe. You have out of everyone, your province is by far the smallest. And unfortunately, it has also fallen on even harder times than usual. Its main export before had been fish, as well as grain and such, due to, you're directly next to the sea. However, Enrith, the province that Lady Helena belongs to, has expanded into the fishing market, and due to its more centralized location and being a hub of trade, it has pretty much eclipsed your province entirely in terms of fishing prices, as it'd be too costly to travel even further, as well as having to travel through Bledones, which is their capital. Enrith is not exactly directly, but highly involved with one of the many reasons of your province's decline.
Whoa.
I've heard much about you, Lady Yvain. I must say, training to become a warrior, despite your... She gestures to you, and then gestures to herself, indicating she means womanhood.
Oh, I am flattered, but as many of the old have stated, a good ruler must have both the ability to wield and the ability to speak.
Of course. Although, personally, I find that speaking is perhaps the strongest talent of all. However, warriors are very respectable. Our kingdom would not be able to survive without them. Like brave Sir Frederick, who's been holding the line for almost 2 years now.
Yes, that goes by that we all thank him for it.
Indeed. Truly, he is a hero among us all. I wonder, Yvain, who do you believe will be the one to pull the sword today?
Well, I can't say that I can make that much of a prediction. The rightful heir shall be the one to pull the sword of the stone. And the rightful heir they shall be. And she gives a smile.
Indeed. I wonder, do you consider yourself the rightful heir? I mean, judging by the lack of your father here, it seems that you're the one who has been sent to pull the sword. Representing your province, of course.
Of course. I am here to represent my father while he keeps the province in stable condition.
She nods, understanding the undertone behind that. Yes, of course. My apologies for bringing up sore topics. I do wish your father well in his recovery.
Thank you, my lady.
Here, I can let you in on a little secret in return. Enrith province has no representative.
Oh? Why is that?
We
If
simply
you don't mind me asking.
Well, my husband here has simply decided we have no interest in pulling the sword. We have all we need with our people. Isn't that right, darling? And she leans up against Esmond. Yes, honey. It is. So, all I can do is wish you the best. We intend to support the rightful heir all we can.
I thank you for your good wishes.
She gives another polite curtsy as she then moves away.
Yvain does the same.
And with the chaos continuing, we're going to switch back again to Merlin, who is leading Gaia to apples.
I'm absolutely sure I know where the apples are.
Are you sure? We've left the market district, I think.
I'm absolutely sure.
At this, still grabbing her, you take a turn and start walking through like a dark alleyway. Are you entirely sure?
I'm absolutely sure.
You take another turn, and in front of you, Merlin and Gaia, there is a large tent emblazoned with red. There is a stylized black dragon symbol emblazoned upon the tent.
This seems right.
I mean, it's red, but I don't think dragons have apple. And she's already going in. Okay. Merlin,
Yes.
inside this tent, it is very, very grand. Almost in excess of royalty. Compared to the slightly muddy outside from a little bit of rain yesterday, in here it is immaculate. The floor is still shit. It is a tent after all. But there's all kinds of things set up. There's paintings hung. You aren't sure how it's keeping the tent is still up even with a giant-ass painting hung. But it's there. There's only one person knowing about the tent. The painting, by the way, is of the former High King, Uther.
Yes.
As you look at it, you can see the standard look of Uther emblazoned in his bear-like armor with his sword, along with his bright golden sun-like hair and brilliant green eyes. And almost like someone jumped right out of the painting, below her, you can see a woman. She's fairly tall. She's wearing these red royal robes, and she has sunlight blonde hair in a braid, and these green eyes that are almost vivid like emeralds. She turns to look at you for a moment, and you just sort of look at each other. The fuck are you doing in my tent?
You sell apples?
Do I sell apples? What the fuck are you talking about?
What's fuck a commonly used word?
No.
It is now.
Well, like, most peasants just don't really say that. Most people don't really just commonly say fuck. So this woman's just really brazen.
The fuck exists now.
Fuck exists. All swears exist.
Okay.
This story has been translated into the modern tongue.
Yeah. Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah,
She reaches for a massive bastard sword, which she then points at you. Explain what you're doing in my tent.
I'm looking for apples.
Gaia goes in after you. What are you... Huh? She looks at the woman and takes a visible step backwards, looking her up and down. What the... Really? 2 people coming into the royal tent for apples. Do you even know who I am?
Judging by the painting, related to the deceased King Arthur, probably.
She gives a sneer at you and scowls. Blodwyn, bastard daughter of Uther. And here I thought you were just here to rub it in my face. No, turns out you're just another idiot, walking in where she doesn't belong. Now get out of here before I call the guards on you.
You happen to know where we can find apples, however?
She grabs her head. Oh my god. You are insufferable. Do you know that?
I've been told.
What do you even need apples for?
Well, this girl here wants some.
Hey. I was not the one who entered the tent. She gestures to Merlin.
Well, I was sure there were apples here before.
Blodwyn looks back and forth between the two of you. Dear God, the kingdom is already going to die. It's doomed. She gestures up and sheathes her bastard sword.
Doomed.
It's doomed. No point becoming king now. Fucking hell. Look, if I help you find your fucking apples, will you leave me the hell alone?
I'd appreciate the help.
Fine. She walks out of her tent. I have some apples, I think, stored in my carriage.
Merlin like looks at it, looks at what's her fucking name?
Gaia?
Gaia. Looks at Gaia like with a smug look, like I was fucking right.
Gaia looks both slightly scared for her life and also very confused. She inches a bit closer to you, Merlin. Did you just convince royalty to give us apples?
3 apples.
We're gonna die out here. And with that, we're going to switch off of Merlin again.
Oh, Merlin.
And then we're going to switch back to Arturia. Arturia, the boy, Morgan. Oh fuck! I'm gonna get the names confused so much.
Arturia's
Morgan.
sister senses tingling.
Has pulled you to this big crowded square, where you can't really see through the crowd. So eventually, Morgan goes over and jumps up on a box and stares over. Yep, that looks like it. Come on onto the box.
Okay. She's
Stepping
like
up on, yeah.
yeah.
Go on.
Just grabs a random box and just gets on and steps up.
You can barely see over the crowd, but in the center, you see they're all gathered around what appears to be a wooden stage hastily set up, and a big, giant rock. It's not really that giant. It's like a sort of just a not quite boulder sized, but rock sized, and a sword halfway embedded in it. The sword is very ornate, with these fantastical designs on it. And a large amount of crowd is all gathering and whispering amongst themselves, but no one is quite going towards the sword. There's like a firm couple meter distance they're keeping from the sword. Okay, so that's the sword. It's called Morgan jumps off the box and goes over and taps one of the nearby people on the shoulder. He sort of goes through the crowd a bit, disappearing from your view. Excuse me, Yvain, you hear a voice in your ear.
Turns around.
Do you know what that sword's called?
She scratched her chin a second.
Yvain, you know what the sword's called. It's known as Caliburn.
Why, that would be Caliburn.
Right, Caliburn. He gives a little point. Yvain, roll me intelligence plus politics.
Alright.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see. What's my action?
Recognize.
It's gonna be really funny if he doesn't
One
recognize.
success.
You aren't sure, judging by how little he seems to know, but you're like fairly sure this dude was one of the people on the list for potential sword pullers. And he doesn't seem to know what the name of the sword is.
No, that's what I call it, Chad.
If I may ask, what's your name?
Morgan. You must be Yvain, right?
Yeah. How would you know that?
Oh. He scratches the back of his head with a cheeky smile. I know things.
Wait. Aren't you supposed to be one of the people who used to pull the sword?
Oh, yeah. Morgan. Representative of the province of David. Our Duke couldn't really come himself, so he sent me instead.
Your eyes widen a bit. You mean that? Province David?
Yeah, I know we're kind of out of the way and not people know about us, but hey, we're here.
Are you going to participate? And she gestures.
He gives a little shrug, almost as if it's a question. Anyway, now you know the third name. Thanks a lot, miss. And he goes back to the crowd.
sort of like watches him go away, just turns back to the sword, do what she was doing. Huh.
Artoria, Morden once again appears from the crowd. Apparently, it's called Caliburn.
Well, neat. Why are you coming to an event of a sword pelling if you don't know what the sword's name is?
Two reasons. One, someone asked me to come here, and two, I thought it'd be pretty funny. And I know it is. And he gives you a look. You aren't sure what the look means, but he's definitely giving you a look.
Please stop leering at me.
Sorry. So, who do you think's gonna pull the sword? You have no fucking idea what he's talking about.
I don't really know. I don't really quite know the importance of all this. All I know is there are a lot of strangers here.
With everything else, Morgan sits down on his box. And 3, 2, and just as he counts to 1, a man walks out onto the stage. Everyone, may I please have your attention?
Yeah. At him saying ahem right as he did one, like Ortega looks over to the dude.
This man is. He appears to be. Let me look at some music. The first thing you notice about him is he's dressed in an odd robe. A robe you've never really seen before. However, us viewers recognize it as the robe of a Catholic priest. He appears quite old. Very aged. Almost easily older than your parents, Arturia. He has very hair that has been grayed from years and years of experience, and it's slicked back behind his head, although he's currently balding a bit. His eyes seem very tired, as he seems to just stare through the crowd as he looks them over. They are where did I put my notes? They are almost like a sickly black, like an endless void. Despite calling for attention, he's very soft-spoken. You can barely hear him over the murmur of the crowd. And he calmly takes a cane and bangs it a few times against the steps of the stage, and everyone begins to quiet down. Everyone, we have gathered here today to witness the crowning of a new rightful king. As you may know, I am Saint Germanus, the sealer of the sword and the stone, and the judger of the rightful heir. All of you have gathered in hopes of becoming the new High King of Britannia. A noble goal, one that will be wrought with strife and danger, as we fight against the Saxon menace that encroaches even now across the land. I ask of thee, who here believes themselves brave enough to stand up for the entire kingdom and bear its weight on their shoulders? You notice that there are two people who immediately raise their hands. The first is a man in bright plate armor, and the other is a man with a warrior's braid. Yvain, you know these as Huggins and Frederick. Does anyone else raise their hand?
Yvain does.
We have 3 people who believe themselves worthy and is honorable. As such, I would like to ask that 3 of you come up first.
Yvain begins to calmly walk forward.
Frederick matches your even pace. However, Huggins pushes his way through the crowd and reaches it first, and he makes sure to stand in front of the sword, as both of you and Frederick stand off to the side. Now then, please, State your identities for the Lord to hear and for the crowd, as well as the province you are representing. He gestures to you first, Yvain.
Can you repeat what he said?
Please, state your names for both the Lord and the crowd to hear, as well as the province you are representing.
Yvain clears her throat a second. My name is Yvain of Croydon, representing my father, Duke Irene.
He gives a solemn nod and next turns to Huggins. My name is Huggins. My name is Huggen. I am Duke of Province of Ioria. I represent myself. He gives a nod and moves on to the next person. My name is Sir Frederick. I come representing my people of the province of Vestus. I wish to end this war once and for all. All three of you are brave souls. Now then, Huggen, may you please pull the sword. He grabs hold of it roughly and pulls as hard as he can. When he doesn't budge, he grabs it with his other hand and pulls more. He places both feet on the rock and pulls as hard as he can before eventually he's forced to let go and falls back. The hell kind of it? What is this? I see. I am very sorry, Duke Huggen. You are not the rightful heir. He grabs again and does another long pull. Come on! Damn you! Sir Huggen, please, leave the circle. He gives a scowl and spits on the ground as he turns around and walks off. Sir Frederick, representing his people from the province of Vestus, please step forward. Frederick steps forward and gingerly holds the sword as he gives it a firm tug. With you can clearly tell he's putting a lot of effort behind it, but it does not spudge. He does another second tug, just to be sure, before he lets go. I see. Thank you for having me, Sir Germanus. Saint Germanus. And he leaves the stage of his own volition. Lady Yvain, representing province of Jordan. Croydon. Lady Yvain, representing province of Croydon. Please step forward.
She calmly steps forward, takes a breath in and out, and then with one hand grabs the sword and sort of like braces it against her, sort of like, I guess, like pushes herself forward a little bit with her strong spear hand, and with just tries to pull it up in one motion, holding
put
it
all your strength behind it. You can feel your muscles bulging under you.
And then after a few seconds, she lets go. It seems it was not meant to be. Thank you for this opportunity, Saint Germanus.
Saint Germanus gives you a smile and a nod.
And she calmly walks back.
The provinces of Vestus, Ioria, and Croydon are not the new High King. I will now be calling for provinces to come to the stage. May the representative of the province of Varusia come forward. After a few moments, a man in almost a courier's uniform, like a messenger's uniform, walks forward. And instead of walking to the sword, he walks past the sword and up onto the stage and hands a parchment scroll to Saint Germanus, and then walks away. Saint Germanus unfolds it. It is a note from Ertani Ghoul, Duke of Varusia. He raises an eyebrow as he reads it over. It appears he would prefer supplies rather than words I don't believe I can say. He rolls it up and quickly throws it into a fire. Varusia has abdicated from their right to pull the sword. I have already received beforehand the province of Enrith has also declined. Now, may the representative of the province of Zetoria please step forward. Kadok puts his fingers together next to you, Yvain, as he slowly walks forward, inching forward. He's still trying to hide himself from the crowd. May the province of Zetoria's representative please step forward.
Yvain sort of like ducks down. Go ahead.
Okay. He takes a step out into the open circle and all eyes turn to him. Welcome. Please state your name and who you represent. I'm Kadok of Zetoria, representing my father in the sword pulling. He goes over and almost looks away from the sword and grabs it. He gives a little tug. And then he lets go. Is that good enough? Yes, we would have known. You have done your part. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Now then, there are 2 more provinces to cover. May the representative Defeed please come forward. Artoria, next to you on the box, Morgan hops off and saunters through the crowd. Hello.
So, she she doesn't know what a province is, so she's
Yeah.
confused at the importance, but it's just like, oh, he's trying to pull it.
Interrupting Saint Germanus, Morgan waves a little hand. Hey there, Morgan, representing province of David, and more specifically representing my Duke, Oiden. And he goes over, gives a half-hearted pull on the sword, gives a little shrug, and walks back out. I see. Finally, representing the province of Camelot, may Blodwin please step forward. There is a silence. May Blodwin please step forward. At this, you hear a, "Oh, I found her!" Artoria, Morgan is pointing directly at you. There's a big shit-eating grin on his face.
What?
Everyone turns to you. Blonde hair. You hear people are blonde hair, braid, green eyes. And Morgan goes behind you, still with a massive shit-eating grin, and places both his hands on your back and starts scooting you towards the center. All right, Blodwin, it's your time. Go pull that sword. You're gonna do great.
Blodwin?
And he pushes you forward into the crowd.
She's really surprised and doesn't really know how to fight against it.
Artoria, as you are pushing the crowd, do you do anything to try to where do you move? How do you react? What do you do?
Very obviously surprised, and not understanding what's her importance in the matter. She's only considered herself as a viewer of this and doesn't really know what's going on.
The last sight you see before the crowd sort of shuffles you forward is Morgan giving you 2 thumbs up as it seals behind you, and you find yourself almost jostled into the center of the space. Saint Germanus raises a large eyebrow as he sees you. I see. He narrows his eyes more as he looks in at you. He doesn't say anything, though. He's just sort of staring at you.
Looks around. We see a gulp. Then kind of I suppose I should try to pull it. She kind of almost says to herself.
Yvain, Camelot leans in next to you. I don't know about you, but I always heard stories of Bloodwind being so much more forceful than this.
She just sort of like, quite.
Like looks around at everyone.
All eyes are on you right now.
She feels like she wants to protest, but everyone's looking at her, and that would like. She's nervous to even want to protest, and what almost seems like she just wants to follow what they're telling her to do.
Alright. So do you step up to the sword?
I suppose I will.
Alright.
Yeah, she just walks up and makes her way up there. And she looks at it. She tilts her head. I mean, it's just a sword and a stone. How important can this possibly even be? Well, she says it to herself, but she's like, people could hear her.
There's a couple of murmurs.
She's not really knowing what it means to be like High King of Britannia, either. Well, if those strong men can do it, I doubt I could make a dent, but I mean, it's just a sword and a stone. And she grabs it. With both hands.
As you take hold of it, immediately you hear a little as the stone that has a long crack down it. A bit confused, you pull it out a bit more. And then a bright light spills forth. It's almost blinding, golden like the sun, as it spills over everyone in the crowd. You slowly pull out the sword more and more as the stone shatters beneath you, and you lose your balance. And then your vision goes entirely white, as for just a moment you're engulfed in brightness. And then suddenly your senses come back to you, as you find yourself standing with a broken stone under you, holding a sword.
Suppose it wasn't. Well, I suppose it wasn't too hard.
For a
She,
moment,
like, looks around.
For a moment, there is silence. Nothing but silence. And then the screaming begins. Who the hell? Yvain, what do you like to do?
She kneels down, like gets down on a knee, as like a sign of, well, they're the High King now.
Everyone is screaming. There is chaos abound. Everyone is shouting at you, Artoria, and you don't know why. Suddenly you hear a bell being rung.
What?
Meanwhile, Merlin,
Gaia,
you're with Gaia getting some apples, and then you hear a ding dong. Bloodwind's face goes pale. What? No. Who could have? She starts sprinting off. Would you like to follow her?
Can I ever get your name, girl?
Me?
That's you.
I'm Gaia.
I'm Merlin. Gaia,
Nice.
do you believe that things are meant to be? That there's forces that you can't see?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it. Do you know what that bell was? Merlin, you absolutely know what that bell was.
I'd call it the Bell of Fate. Your life is about
And with
to change,
that, we're
Gaia.
going to cut back to Artoria. Artoria, everyone is screaming and shouting.
have I done something wrong?
You catch sight of Morgan laughing his absolute ass off.
Morgan, is this some kind of prank?
I didn't think it'd actually work. This is the best.
Yes, Uh, uh, um,
I-
she like kind of like nervously looks over to Saint Germanus. Um,
Excuse me, miss. You are
yeah,
not Bloodwind, correct?
I was just about to ask about that. My name
May
is
you...
Arturia.
Everyone. He walks over to you and grabs your hand very gently and raises it above. Arturia, new High King of Britain.
What?
And that's when the shouting really begins and gets even louder. It begins to dawn on everyone that their new High King is some random fucking peasant girl.
At least they're progressive and they're fine with it being a woman.
No, they aren't.
Oh.
Not in the slightest. They're pissed as hell.
Unlike Fate Arteria, who did this in private and was also flat enough to go off looking like a dude. Uh, excuse me, sir, but what does that mean?
Forgive me. I did not inform you, for I was scared you may lose your nerve. You simply perform the ritual of selecting the rightful heir of Britannia. The successor to Uther. You, Arturia, have passed God's trial, and by his holy light have been chosen as the new once and future king to lead Britannia out of its dark ages.
What?
At this point, someone bursts through the crowd. Who? Who? Arturia, you turn and are met with someone who looks almost exactly like you, except for a few feet taller, or not, except for like a foot taller. She even has your exact braid. Her eyes go wide, and her pupils almost seem to shake as she sees you. No. No, 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 no. He begins walking towards you. No, 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 no. That was my
She's like-
sword.
she's
My
kinda like-
sword!
Just like she like steps back. I'm sorry if I did anything wrong.
She punches you directly in the face.
Yeah, she gets punched.
You-
She like gets in.
Bastard! She looks to St. Germanus. Put it back in!
She
Put
gets
the
an
seal
angry
again,
look.
whatever! I can prove I can pull it too!
Arteria gets an angry look at her face, and she like looks at her. I'm going to have to apologize for this.
Huh?
And she goes to punch her back.
Alright. Roll your brawl plus your strength. She is taken by surprise.
Arteria refuses to be hit. She'll spend the willpower on this. Yeah, she'll spend willpower on this.
Oh, fun times with Arteria.
Merlin and Gaia, at this point you reach the area. And Merlin, you see the fucking chaos that's going on. You see some random peasant holding the sword.
I got 2 successes. Thanks to strength performance, it's an auto extra success, so 3.
You deck her right in the face. See
I
a trail of
refuse to
blood
be-
go down her nose.
I refuse to be hit and not hit back.
At this point, she pulls her bastard sword.
Oh no.
And then you hear footsteps friendly going through the crowd as someone pushes down and steps in front of you. And you see Gaia standing in front of you holding up her hands. Whoa! Whoa there. Don't you dare touch her. Arturia, what's going on?
I don't know.
Oh,
I was
see.
just pushed to pull a sword.
Pull
And she's
a
kind of like waves around Caliburn like it's just like a random appliance.
Merlin's watching this. He's fucking giggling.
Like it's a stick that you just found on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Still standing between Blodwyn's bastard sword at her throat and Arturia, Gaia looks over at Merlin. Is this like that sword, the one you were talking about? That one?
If you ask me, I really don't know what's going on.
Who is she talking to?
You,
Herself.
Merlin.
Yes,
Ah,
that
you're
is the
talking about-
sword that chooses the new king of Britannia.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't really know what that implies.
Uh,
Or maybe I'm too afraid to accept it. What does that mean?
You, girl, are the new king of Britannia.
Merlin, would you like to walk into the center of the circle now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All eyes being just turned to Merlin, and almost like her saying it finally set in like a concrete realization for everyone. One bird steps forward specifically. You recognize Martoria as the man known as Hudden, the one with the very steely gray eyes and the brown hair and a warrior's braid. You mean to say you're putting another one of those bastards, Uther's bastards, on the bloodline, on the throne? Bad enough that he was there, now you're just replacing him with another.
She just like backs up at hearing him say bastard. What?
Not to mention that, you're putting a goddamn woman on the throne. What's he gonna do? Bake us to victory from the Saxons?
Because
He looks over at Arturia. Oh, bad enough we had one, he gestures to Blodwyn. And now another one of you. I swear. That bastard just couldn't resist spreading his seed everywhere he went, could he?
Excuse me. I refuse to be considered a bastard.
Shut up. You don't deserve to be speaking or even holding that sword. You're a disgrace. St. Germanus halted his hand. Sir Hudden, please, calm yourself. Calm myself. Calm myself. Your holy god just said we should be following some girl, peasant girl, into battle against the Saxons.
Like, Arturia's like slowly kind of like putting everything together, like looking at the sword, and like a gulp.
At this point, Sir Frederick also walks in the circle. Sir Hudden, you could have said it in a nicer way, however, I must agree with Sir Hudden. We are at war, St. Germanus. Do you seriously intend to say you want us to be having a young child be giving us orders for war? I respect your authority, but I cannot allow that. My soldiers are dying on those front lines, and have a child lead them would be fool's errand. Arturia, how you doing?
This. She really feels like she wants to say something in response to Huggins' rudeness, but she's contemplating whether it'd be right to say it. Because she's kind of understanding what's happening.
Yvain is going to be walking up towards Arturia.
Alright. Arturia, an absolutely massive unit of a woman approaches you. At this, by the way, when you start approaching her, Gaia sort of maneuvers herself so she's trying to angle. She angled both towards Blodwyn's bastard sword and in between you and Arturia, like a shield.
She stops in front of Gaia and then just kneels down.
Gaia just intended to look back to you, Arturia, almost to confirm you're seeing this too.
So like, look, she's like, she's very doesn't really know what's happening, but she's a little weirded out by the large woman.
seems you're accepted by some. Oh, perhaps only one.
I, Yvain, daughter of the Duke of Croydon, humbly pledge my loyalty to you, the new High King.
What the bloody hell is a duke?
At this, you hear an even more uproarious laughter from Morgan. Ah.
You paid?
He steps in the center of the circle as well, and deliberately steps on your hand, Yvain. Almost out of... It seems just weird. You're pretty sure you had a single conversation with him before, but he's deliberately provoking you as he steps forwards towards Saint Germanus.
So he goes, ow! And just kind of like looks at Arturi like, huh?
There, the mischievous glint in Morgan's eyes is replaced by something a bit more sinister, as his smirk stretches from ear to ear. Man, you really need to know how to word your letters better, Saint. Let me see. He pulls it open and unfurls it. Dutes are, by the final order of the king, gathered here today to gaze upon the new High King of Britannia, who shall be the one to pull Caliburn from the stone. Very interesting choice of words there. Gaze upon. You should have neglected something, didn't you? He rolls it up and very lightly bonks Saint Germanus on the head. You said gaze upon. Not once in your letter did you ever specify anyone was ordered to follow them. I'm sure the others noticed it too, but loopholes are kind of my thing, so I figured I'd point it out.
And what's happening? Why are you... What is this?
Merton turns around and gives you a smile. Congratulations, Arteria. You've just got the weight of the world.
That's not very good.
You are successor to High King Uther, the one destined to unite Britannia under a single rule. And drive out all the Saxons.
This Uther, I assure you that whoever this is, I don't know him.
He looks at you with his single eye peeking out from the bangs. Arteria, you never knew who gave birth to you, right? Let me guess. You grew up in a village somewhere as the only person in that village with golden blonde hair.
Yes, I suppose that is true.
He walks over and grabs a single strand of hair on the top of your head.
Oh.
The only person in this kingdom who had golden blonde hair was King Uther. And anyone who has golden blonde hair and green eyes marks themselves as a descendant of Uther.
Grabbing the hair.
Yeah. He quickly
He
lets go and... No, he lets go and takes a step back.
Alright. He could sense Arterius about to slap his hand again.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost too good. When you came in here, Oh, at first I was just here to prank you. And then I saw that hair and I couldn't resist. Although I never imagined that Blodwyn would be too late to show up. Oh, it's almost divine.
He looks over to Blodwyn.
The Blodwyn is absolutely seething with fury.
I'm sorry. You can have it if you want.
You can have it. That's what you say to me? She goes over and moves and grabs you by your collar.
Yeah.
You can have it? That's all you say? Do you think this is a joke? You can't just abdicate like that. And she pounds you into the ground as she reaches for your throat to grab. At this point, Gaia immediately pulls her dagger and points it towards Blodwyn. Stay away from her.
Let's back up.
Blodwyn slowly lets go of Arturia and begins walking towards Gaia. You're gonna fight me with that dagger?
Goes to stand up.
You ever swung that before in your life, girl? Have you ever killed someone with that? I'm warning you. Stay back. You can see Gaia, every part of her is shaking like a leaf. Would anyone like to intervene?
Merlin will intervene.
Arteria.
We can both
Yvain
intervene.
also goes to intervene.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Arthur, at seeing her sister getting provoked, she like stands up and then points the sword at her. You back the hell off.
you don't give me orders.
You don't talk to my sister. I don't give a rat, that's who you think you are. You are not going to talk to one of my family like that.
Family, she says. Family. You don't know a goddamn thing about your family. She points at you with this venom in her eyes. You don't know a goddamn thing. Now,
My family is who raised me. I don't give a shit who Eltha is.
vile wretch. Arturia, as you've been taking your surroundings, you notice something odd. The surroundings almost being quiet down as people are listening in on a woman in a very fanciful dress, and almost they seem to be nodding along. Before, Saint Germanis takes notice of this and looks on over. Excuse me. What is... Saint Germanis. The woman steps forward, Lady Helena, and she gives a very polite curtsy to Saint Germanis, and then gives another polite curtsy to you, Artoria. Regarding what Morgan said earlier, it is true. I believe you specified that we were here to witness the crowning of the rightful heir and High King. However, we are not obliged to follow her. As such, we Dukes have collectively decided that it would be better for us to remain independent.
Oh no.
Saint Germanus looks a bit surprised. You cannot... I'm sorry. But we can. We are our own authority, and we have our own people. She does a very long, polite curtsy. We thank you for your time, Saint Germanus, and we wish you very well. May you and Arturia see blue skies. With that, she leaves, and her husband helps her up into a carriage. Arturia, I wish you well. And the carriage begins to ride off as a bunch of guards follow it.
What the bloody hell is a duke?
Well, God doesn't seem to mean much these days, does it?
Frederick sighs and gives a sympathetic look to you, Arturia. I'm sorry this had to happen to you, lass. But I cannot allow you to be the one leading my army. He gives a nod, and Vignan's walking off in his own direction. Huggins merely spits on the ground in your direction and then storms off. All that remains now is Kadok, Morgan, Bloodwin, and Yvain. Kadok puts his fingers together. I can't really make... I need to talk to my father. I need to go. He looks around frantically for some form of escape and then quickly makes his way out, leaving only Morgan, still chuckling to himself, Blodwin, and Yvain as the Duke representatives. You are something else, I tell ya. I mean, seriously, to have luck that bad. Oh, jeez.
She just like grits her teeth. Morgan, I did not ask for this. Did you seriously approach me just for this?
He gives a sly smile. Not at first. At first I did genuinely just come to say hello. But then I saw your hair and I just couldn't resist. It was too good to pass up. You see, he tilts his head a bit. People like me, in our kingdom, we live for entertainment. Things like this. There's nothing funner. It's like the best play the world has to offer. Sorry, but I gotta keep a tradition now. David won't be swearing anything to you. It seems you're stuck with just Bloodwind. And Yvain, of course. Bloodwind turns to him. The hell did you say? I'm not pledging my province. It's not your province any longer. Camelot belongs to the rightful ruler, the High King. You are just the next in line. Sure, you may have lived there, but she's the Duke of Camelot now. You're a retainer. Bloodwind takes a step towards him. He raises his hands in mock surrender. Oh, come on, come on. You wouldn't hit me, would you? You're right. I'd rather tear out your guts. Well then. He does a little wave as he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a shard of glass. I wish you well. Arturia, Merlin, Yvain, Gaia, and Bloodwind. You're gonna be interesting. I hope you turn out to be as interesting as just this day, because it can only get better from here. He drops the glass behind him and simply lets his body fall backwards as it's absorbed into the glass and disappears.
Oh my.
Merlin, you
Yes.
specifically would recognize that as a
Yes.
changeling trick.
Yes.
Hells?
Seems you've been tricked, Arturia.
What?
By the worst kind of person to be tricked by.
I don't know what's going on.
You
looks
feel
at
a
the
tentative
sword.
hand rest on your shoulder as you look and see the wrinkled face of Saint Germanus. My apologies for such a display. King Arturia. Are you all right?
Oh. I'm not.
Here. He helps you to your feet and almost in a daze he leads you over to a chair where he sits you down in. I understand a lot happened in just that moment. I believe it may be best to acquaint myself with you. I am Germanus, Saint Germanus. I was an ally of your father's, former High King Uther.
Glares whenever he mentions Uther as her father.
Yeah. You are Arturia. It
Yes.
would seem that you have been judged by the Lord to be the one destined to bring order to this land of chaos.
I suppose I have. Like,
Gaia
she, like,
walks
looks at the
over.
sword again.
Yeah.
Just like, it's pretty obvious she's contemplating whether to just throw it.
Gaia walks over. Hey, you can't just decide that for her. I was not the one who decided. It was the Lord's will. Come on. But, again, can't she just have it? She gestures to Bloodwind.
Oh, she's still here. Oh god.
Bloodwind is still here. I'm sorry. Caliburn and the Lord did not choose Bloodwind. If Bloodwind was destined to pull the sword, she would have been the one to pull it. Bullshit. It's just because she has Uther's blood. I could have pulled it just the same. I'm sorry, Bloodwind, but shut up. That was my sword to pull. Damn you all. Bloodwind grabs her hair in big chunks with her hands. Damn you all. Worked my entire life for this, and some random peasant steals it away? Artoria, as she looks up at you, just barely through the blinding bangs of golden blonde sunlight hair, endless depths of hatred directed it directly at you. Malice unending.
Adam,
Yeah.
did we happen to touch?
Bloodwin? You and Bloodwin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It sure does, doesn't it? Thank you, Merlin, for being the plot device I needed.
You're welcome.
Malice.
You're
even.
wonderful.
Major hatred, malice, even disgust, if you so incline.
If you so inclined.
Merlin does not change from her ever smug look.
Yvain, with all that just happened, how are you feeling? Actually, before that, Arturia, roll me a breaking point roll of resolve plus composure.
Oh no, my girl.
The virtuous type. I haven't rolled this ever since Octagua touched Alice.
Yeah.
3 successes.
You are managing to hold yourself together. But take the shaking condition.
Okay.
So, yeah, Yvain, with all that just happened, how are you feeling? That other whirlwind of a shitstorm.
Merlin picks up the glass, by the way.
They got
Nice.
they got the new High King, and she's pledged her loyalty. She's got an ally.
Merlin,
Yes.
roll me intelligence plus politics.
Oh, politics.
Yeah, politics is actually going to be rolled fairly often in this campaign.
Did I get
Good thing
Politics set, baby.
Yvain's specced into it.
I think I got a single point in politics, I think.
Hooray for politics!
Hooray.
Hated saying that.
It's okay, my int is high enough to carry me for politics rolls, it's fine. Alright, let's do it. 2 successes.
You can't help but think to yourself, Yvain pledged her loyalty, and her loyalty is secure. And as she was acting as a representative of her province, there is a honorary loyalty. However, to officially gain the support, only the Duke can approve that. So technically, she has no provinces.
So technically,
Think-
Yvain doesn't have any provinces?
No, technically, Artoria has no provinces pledged to her, except for like the honorary one of Croydon and Yvain's personal pledge.
In Camelot, technically.
Yeah, even if Croydon doesn't back it,
Yeah,
Yvain will.
Yeah.
You've got one like knight in training.
Got one person, whenever there's an entire province of people that could potentially get loyalty.
don't
from
worry,
one.
they're all sickly anyway.
Yvain, was
Yeah, I got the best one.
it? Yvain, was it?
Yes, sir.
Duke?
What would be your name?
Duke, yes?
No, my father's the Duke.
Ah. I see. I won't tell her.
Yeah,
It's funnier this way.
Yvain knows.
yeah.
She's just
Yvain
banking
knows.
on it.
She's specced into politics. She knows.
Alright. Does she have
She's just
does she
hoping.
have the look about her?
Yeah. Like she has a smile, but like her eyes don't tell it.
I won't dump any more bad news on Arteria. She's having a bad day.
+1 friend.
Arturia, gain a beat
And
for a
blood.
dramatic failure.
Oh
But
my God.
Bloodvin's right there.
Arturia
-1 friend,
specifically,
back to
gain a
0.
beat for dramatic failure, because that was a dramatic failure and a half.
Bloodwin. Bloodwin's
Yeah.
-1 friend, so I'm at 0 right now.
Yeah.
Actually, how many provinces are there? That's how many minus friends I am.
Arteria go way down. Morgan, however, Morgan go way up. Anything special about that glass on him, by the way?
You need time to investigate it.
Alright, I'll put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
Saint Germanus,
Yes.
what do you suppose I do? I really
Well.
don't want this.
If you truly do not want this, then there is nothing that I can do to stop you from discarding the sword forever. However, should you do so, Britain is destined to plunge into chaos. Should you choose to accept, I promise to guide you. I do not have the authority to directly order you anymore. Your choices are, from henceforth, your own. And he waits in silence. Gaia walks over. Morgan, you don't have to do this. You can just throw it away. We can go back. We'll go to another town. Buy some bread somewhere else, right?
Arteria feels her virtuous merit tingle.
She feels
Specifically her second virtue of righteous. No. I can't let Britannia fall.
Gaia gets a shocked look.
Especially not whenever you and mother and father live on it.
Terria. Germaine rests a hand, Germanus rests a hand on your shoulder. You are very brave, King Arturia. Is there anything you need to take care of before I take you to your new castle?
I wish to speak to my parents.
I may allow that.
And she looks over at Gaia. Did you get the food?
Gaia can't help but crack a small smile as a bit of tears begin to flow. After all of that, that's what you're concerned about.
She like does a head tilt.
That's just like you.
The pantry's empty. I wouldn't want them to go hungry. She's not really. She's a little confused at the at Gaia, but she's at the cry laughing.
Gaia abruptly gives you a hug. I could only find apples.
And she does like a small smile and hugs her back. Hopefully we can get a little more. Although, unsure if I'm welcomed here.
Germanus takes a step back. You have a day to prep anything you need. Judging from where you came in, you are but a half day's travel from your town. I shall prepare a carriage for you whenever you are ready. And I heard you are low on supplies of food. There was planned to be a large banquet following the crowning of the High King. If you so please, you may... It is under your authority to order all of that to your former town.
They will get food.
Enough provisions to last more than a month. And seeds as well, to sustain themselves. Though we like kings and dukes.
Still unsure of what a duke is. She knows vaguely what a king is.
Someone told this girl what a duke is, for the love of God.
Well, so long as they have something to eat, that's more than enough.
I'll see to it that they get the best. Do you wish to personally go and say goodbye in person, or would you prefer to leave as soon as possible?
I would like to go.
See. Very well then. I shall prepare the carriage. It'll be ready in not but a couple minutes. Please wait here, my king.
She hesitates for a bit, and then nods.
As Jimenez leaves, you're left with the seething rage of Blodwyn, the smugness of Merlin, the warmth of Gaia, and the loyalty of Yvain.
She looks around. She
Blodwyn's boiling rage seems to have simmered to a tranquil fury as she just gives you a look. Her right hand over her right eye.
Arteria gulps and walks up to Blodwyn.
Yeah.
She scowls.
I'm sorry for hitting you earlier. And for
She just looks angrier at that.
yelling at you.
He takes her fist away from her face, clenches it, and almost lets get ready to backhand you before she sees her rage and lowers her fist and just turns away and walks. Merlin and Yvain, the High King of Britannia, is here in front of you.
Yeah, in some people's eyes.
At least one person's eyes.
In Yvain's eyes.
There's like 3 people who will consider her the High King.
I'm
at the very least.
a little iffy on it.
No, you congratulations for you. You have 3 votes of confidence.
You like 3.5.
Three and a half votes of confidence. This is an entire island. Hooray. So much happening at once. Bishak looks over to Yvain.
Can Merlin inspect the sword?
Yeah, you can really inspect the sword.
I'm not gonna ask for permission. I'm just gonna do it.
It is exactly like you've read about in the legends and history books. The Sword of Caliburn, said to be a sword that was wielded by the former High King Uther, used to wound and damage all sorts of things. Said to be made of the strongest of materials. Some have even claimed it to be laced in silver to kill even the darkest of creatures. Made with a core of cold iron to slay the trickiest of creatures.
Oh, is she inspecting the sword?
Merlin, how are you
Touching it.
inspecting the sword?
Touching and shit.
Yeah, Terry's kind of looks over and kind of backs up at the strange bright-haired woman.
Despite being sealed in a stone for so long, the edge seems as sharp as ever.
Anything inherently magical about it?
Nothing radiating magic. You know it has magical items in it, or not so much magical, but anti-magical items rather, in the form of cold iron for cold iron for anti-fey, and silver for some other miscellaneous monsters.
Yeah, yeah. Quite the weapon that is.
I suppose it is.
Cold iron for Fae, silver for werewolves, and other miscellaneous creatures.
What?
Ah, yes.
Excuse me, who are you?
Merlin.
Well,
Merlin Ambrosius.
okay.
Hold my hand out.
Nervously handshakes.
Oh boy.
My
Alright.
familiar.
You as well? Why haven't you left with everyone else?
And she looks over at Yvain.
You as well, miss.
Yvain, my king.
She flinches.
Would you like me to accompany you, or should I return to my province to abdicate to my father, as to pledge the loyalty of all of Croydon to you?
What is a province?
A territory of land ruled over by a duke.
Is a duke?
What'd you say?
What is a duke?
A duke is someone who rules over a large piece of land and governs it.
So all those people that left were really important?
Yes.
Ah. Great. Why have you not left?
Because I put my loyalty and trust into you.
Why?
Because you were chosen by God, the High King.
It's like blinks. You trust me?
Of course I do. You were able to draw the sword, were you not?
She blinks again.
And Saint Germanus said that only one chosen to be the rightful heir, God, will be able to. So of course I put my faith and trust into you. Many have tried and failed to put the sword out of the stone. And you, one who is not a duke or has loyalties to a duke, has done.
Thank you. You can do whatever you wish. I'm not gonna tell you can or you need to go or anything. I don't think I need to do that.
May I accompany you?
If you wish, I guess.
I would be happy to
can't?
provide any services or guidance.
Perhaps that would be nice.
Well then, you have my knowledge and my shield. Pledged to you along with myself.
Right. I'm Arturia.
I am
Thank you.
Yvain.
Holds out her hand.
And she like slowly extends it and claps her hand.
After this, the cart appears, and Saint Germanus is leading it. I assume you know how to... Well, you know how to ride a horse, correct?
She looks at the horses pulling the cart.
No, those won't do.
He raises an eyebrow.
And she like turns around.
For a moment there's silence, and then there's... dun, 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 as horse hooves come skidding to a halt as a horse runs into the town square and ruffles its mane a bit as it stands next to Arturia.
She gives a soft smile and like pets her.
Truly an amazing skill.
I suppose.
You brought your own horse. Then I shall be the one leading the cart if you wish to ride alongside.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Yeah, she looks over at Gaia.
Gaia's just getting her horse the manual way because she hasn't trained hers to do that.
Way.
Eventually, she comes trotting back. How are we gonna explain this to Mom and Dad?
I don't know right now.
You know, like big mouth, literally.
She doesn't really have much to say about that.
I suppose I shall ride in the cart then.
Merlin, what would you like to do?
I'll ride on the cart.
As you climb in, this strange lavender-haired lady also follows you into the cart.
Quite a lavish cart.
Quite. May I say, why are you tagging along as well?
I would say to see where this goes.
And with that, we're going to fade out as the cart moves back to Marath.
Alright. The entire time Arturia's just kind of like holding the sword because she doesn't have a sheath for it.
She does not. Arturia, it feels good to be back in comfortable territory again. And for Yvain, this very grassy, hilly regions, they're very different from the mountains and the beaches you're used to. But eventually, the cart comes to a stop in front of a small home. There is light smoke coming out of a chimney. It's very rustic, is the word. And all the townsfolk have been giving you weird looks as you pass by. It's a massive cart that smells of wonderful food. Arturia, having led the way to your own home, what would you like to do?
She goes to the front area of the house, dismounts off of Lamray. Doesn't tie her off because she knows she won't go anywhere. And looks over at Gaia.
Gaia is currently tying up her horse and then is walking over to you.
Waits for Gaia to walk up next to her. And she Arturia walks up to the door and takes Caliburn and places it like leaning against the house onto the grass and then opens it.
Inside, you can immediately get the smell of home. There's a light stew cooking with the very few ingredients left over from Gaia's binge eating. And you can see your mother. She's more on the elderly side. Her hair has begun to gray, and she's wearing an apron at the moment as she stirs the pot. She hears the door open, she turns around. Ah, girls, you're back. Did you get the food?
got a bit preoccupied. Sadly, we have only been able to acquire apples.
She gives a look over to Gaia. With that, like, an almost accusatory, like, suspicious look, and Gaia raises her hands. It wasn't me.
It's fine. It's my fault.
It's both of our faults, really. It's not really...
No. Take the blame here.
At this, suddenly she wriggles her nose a bit. What's that? What's that smell from outside? Smells like... Is that chicken? Victoria, did you find chicken? Everything alright, Joe? You seem very distraught.
Yes, well, it seems as though that circumstances have, she kind of like, twirls her braid, have happened, and, how do I say this? I doubt you do, but do you know of any sword in a stone?
Your mother furrows her eyebrows. Sword in a stone? No, I can't say I do.
Well, apparently I've learned this today. Whoever pulls the sword from the stone is apparently special, and whoever pulls it out of the stone is claimed to the rightful ruler of Britannia.
Oh my. Sounds like there was quite a spectacle going on in town.
Yes,
I suppose that explains why you didn't get the only got apples.
Yes. She like turns around and like she's still at like kind of like the front door area. And she walks over and grabs Caliburn and walks back in.
Your mother's eyes widen for a moment before she slowly turns around and goes towards the window. Honey, Artoria's home. You may want to come inside.
Like kind of like
a minute or so, a similarly aged gentleman comes in. Artoria? Is that a sword?
Artoria's grabbing the sword and like looking down like she's a child that got in trouble.
Did Gaia get you to spend all your money on a sword again? One time, Papa!
Fine, father. According to this blade, I am like it's like, and then she's like she's trying to force it out. New King of Britannia.
Your father gives you an incredulous look, obviously not quite believing it. Artoria, who told you that?
A man named Saint Germanus.
Saint Germanus? The man spoken of in the scriptures? At that point, Saint Germanus ducks his head into the room.
Hello, what's going on here?
Hello there.
Pope here.
I suppose I had better introduce myself and hello. Ah, the church. That's Saint Germanus. Hello. Your daughter speaks the truth. She has been chosen by God as the new rightful king of Britannia. Rightful king? What's that mean? What did you not do to her? she has chosen as well to take up the mantle and come with me to Camelot. There she will unite this land and deliver us from the Saxons. Artoria, is this true?
Like, flinches.
Yes, Mother, it is. If
She immediately goes over and kneels down. Oh, Artoria, darling, you don't need to do this.
But if I don't, Britannia will fall into chaos. And there are a lot of innocent people here, including you guys. I can't let that happen with you guys around.
Artoria. She embraces you in a hug, and after a moment you feel your father's arms also wrap around.
Darian is like verge of tears.
Are you sure about this, darling?
She nods.
I see. And I
Yes.
promise we respect your decisions.
If I'm to be the king, if I'm to unite Britannia and not have it fall, then I just need to save everyone that's in front of me.
Your father kneels a bit more down. To think, my daughter, new king, huh? I don't know whether to be proud or sad. Don't put yourself in too much danger, okay, Artoria?
It's like a sad smile. I'll try my best, Father. You, too, are my true family.
They both give
Oh,
a
okay.
smile.
And she like looks over to Gaia. All of you.
Gaia is practically on the verge of tears. We may have only got apples, but we brought some other food. Thanks to St. Germanus. There's apparently a whole town's worth of feast, city's worth of feast almost, that went uneaten today. So we brought it over here for you guys in the town. It's apparently some of the best from what I heard on the ride. Looking outside, or sorry, through the window, you can see that already a large amount of town is gathered around the carts. And there's actually been a convoy of a couple carts
Well,
carrying the massive amounts of food, which is currently being set up in the center of town.
I guess could be the last service I could do to you all. The best thing I can do. Even now, I don't think it makes up for everything.
I'll tell you, darling, you don't have anything to make up for. I'll tell you, how long until you have to leave?
Looks over at St. Germanus.
We will be leaving by tomorrow morning, at the very least.
Then I can stay the night one more time.
Both the parents give a fade smile. We love that. Here, I'm almost finished with the stew. We can have one more family dinner.
Sure. the best anything that they can offer pales in comparison to whatever you make.
With that, will slowly fade on Artoria. Yvain and Merlin, with the cart staying the night here, where do you wish to find lodgings?
So the carts are just staying there?
Yeah, because there's the big feast going on. I assume you partake in the feast?
Of course.
Yeah, but she doesn't eat much, considering that these people need it more than she does.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely ravenous. These are peasants who have not eaten well. And this is noble
They
food.
haven't seen a drumstick ever.
Oh boy, are they loving their drumsticks.
Merlin's tiny. She doesn't even need that much energy.
These people are experiencing 200% of the cheesy flavor that they normally would.
They sure are.
Don't fucking don't.
It's never before have they ever had. Never before have they ever had food this finger licking good.
It's so finger
It was
looking
made
good.
by a man named the Colonel.
Chef
By
Colonel.
Sanders. By Sir Sanders.
Squire Sanders.
Squire Sanders.
Duke
Sir
Sanders.
Sanders, the frying.
The frying.
No, Friar Sanders.
Yes.
Fryer Sanders.
Friar Sanders, the great friar and oh so amazing chef.
He's Saint Germanus' disciple.
Of course. That's canon now. Can't end it.
I'm gonna have to make Friar Sanders now.
Okay, you do.
Alright. We're going to... the night passes. As it were, you rest in your bed one last time. And as morning rises...
Can I do something in the morning?
Of course.
I just want to meet Arteria's parents.
Alright, you want to do it after, like, the feast?
Yeah. Like in the morning, you know?
Oh, in the morning, yeah.
In the morning, that's what I want to do it. You know, meet up for breakfast.
At the breakfast table, Arteria, as you're heading down, you meet up with Gaia and you all sit around the breakfast table having one more meal as a family. When Merlin walks through the door.
On the morrow?
On the morrow.
Mind if I join
Arteria's
you?
mother is a bit confused by the sudden intrusion.
Mind
Yeah,
if I
like,
join for
Arteria, like-
breakfast?
Would you like some? We have a bit to spare.
By the way, Caliburn has just been sitting in like a corner.
Yeah. Nice. Amazing.
I will very gladly join.
There's only 4 seats, so Merlin, you just sort of... Thankfully, you're short enough to just, like, reach the table normally.
Oh no!
So it all works out.
If Yvain was in there, would she have to just sort of like tilt her
You
head
would
down?
have to duck to get into the room.
You're freakishly tall for the time.
Arteria like stands up and
Here, sit here.
Ah. Yeah, I'll accept the seat.
then she pulls out the seat for her to sit in.
Guy gives you a little look, and then she stands up from her seat and gestures to it for you, Artoria.
No, both the sisters are quite gentlemanly.
Now, are we going to do this whole circle, and then Mom gets out of her seat for me, and then Pa gets out of her seat for him, and then we do the full circle again?
No, I think you should just sit down.
She sits down with a bit of a cheeky smirk.
Part of me kind of wants that circle happen just so Merlin doesn't stand.
Like, Arteria just kind of sweat drops.
So, Merlin, you have... Gaia and Arteria are both looking at you. They don't recognize you, but they seem a little confused that you're just in their house. And the parents have no clue who you are. And you're just chowing down and like, that is some nice egg. That sure is an egg.
What is the
It's
family
good.
name, by the way?
You must not be from around here. Family names are Well, that's more noble business. We're
Ah.
just who we are.
So, Mr. and Mrs. Arturi, I guess. Mr. and Mrs. Arturi, I presume then? Unless you have names I'd rather call you by.
I don't like the ring of Mr. Artoria. Feel very formal. Herbert, stop. This is my husband, Herbert. I'm Mary.
Herbert, Mary, how would you say your daughter Arturi was like growing up?
You cut out, I didn't hear you.
Herbert, Mary, how would you say your daughter Arturi was like growing up?
How was she growing up? Oh, she was an absolute angel. Real mismatch with Gaia, eh? Pa? I kid. But
Arteria pats the guy on the shoulder.
she was a real angel, though. Always helpful. She was great in the field, too. Very strong, helped us plant all the crops. And always kind. Made sure to keep her sister out of trouble. Well, she kept her sister out of much trouble as much as Gaia brought her into trouble. I swear, Gaia has quite a way of getting her to do something stupid. You don't have to phrase it like that.
Nice.
Just because I got Arturia to buy us a real sword so we could play knights for realsies.
A real sword, as opposed to a fake sword.
Yes, as opposed to one made of wood.
Uh,
I know we spent our whole plowing and seed budget on that, but it was a good idea at the time. Right, Arturi? It was fun.
It was a bit fun. I think I was okay.
Wait. That gives me an idea. She jumps up from the table and sprints off towards where her room is.
energetic.
There's a bit of a silence for a moment as you hear rummaging around. Merlin, is there anything you like to do in the time while
Energetic.
Gaia's rummaging?
No, Hubert, Maria, I hope it's not rude of me to ask, but Arteria, she is your biological daughter, yes?
They look at you in confusion. Neither of them know what that word means.
Yes. I forgot.
It's kind of like. Dre also just kind of like tilts her head.
What is the word for? What is the word that?
Birth child.
She is your birth
Or
child.
child by birth.
Birth child.
No. Neither her nor Gaia are ours by birth. Mary did not birth either of them. However, we love them all the same. It was never a secret from either of them. They both knew. It's not like any of us looked anything alike.
Yeah, theory is not a word that's said. Well, you see, it was posited by a man who was there to witness Arteria pulling the sword from the stone, that it is possible that she is descendant of the King Arthur. Uther.
Who? I'm sorry. All we know is that we'd already told Arteria. We found her one day in a rainy night in the center of town in a little basket. We heard her cries and brought her in. We had managed to grab Gaia just about a couple months earlier.
Where is this place in relation to where Uther would be?
Lindum is where the king is, or would be.
That's pretty far.
It is.
Quite the journey.
Quite the journey, yes. Merlin will continue enjoying your breakfast.
After Gaia comes out, ta-da! and you see she's holding said rusty sword. Or more specifically, she's holding the said rusty sword in the sheath, which she pulls it out and tosses the rusty sword aside. Gaia, be careful where you throw that. Sorry, Ma. Here. And she gives the sheath to you, Arturia. I saw that you were carrying that all around, so I got the idea. You know, now you can actually strap it in and be all knightly and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's good. Don't know if it fits though. Just kind of like sets the sheath on her, and that's it.
So, what were you guys talking about? And she plops back down into her seat and begins devouring her breakfast. Slow down, Gaia, slow down. You're going to make yourself sick. Don't speak with your mouth full. Ooh. I can't make myself sick. There's not that much. It's fine.
Where
Anyway,
is Camelot?
do you see where Lindum is on the map? The map
Yeah.
with the lines I posted?
Uh-huh.
The big circle around Lindum is the province of Camelot. Camelot is an area in this world. So,
Okay.
yeah, the big circle around Lindum is Camelot, and Lindum is known. Well, you wouldn't know this, but Lindum is known as the castle of Camelot. Eventually, you all finish up. Merlin, is there any more questions you have?
I don't think there's any more questions I have.
All right.
Actually, what I do? Does anyone? No one here seems inherently weird.
No, not really.
Yeah, all right.
Besides you.
I
Besides
mean,
you, not
I'm,
really.
I'm perfectly natural. I don't know what you're talking about.
Gaia seems eccentric, but you wouldn't describe her as like
Yeah,
supernatural.
yeah.
Your hair is unnatural.
Burned by Arturia.
A bit blunt, but alright.
So eventually you all finish up your breakfast, and Arturia, you can see Saint Germanus outside by the cart, and Yvain is also out there with her own horse, or sorry, sitting in the cart, I should say. Oh, well, I suppose this will be a goodbye then.
Yes, it seems that is the case. She like looks at like the cart and like all of that, like sadly. She turns around, gives them a hug.
And they return the hug. And Gaia gets in on the hugging action as well.
Yeah. This will be the first time I'm alone. Huh.
At this, you feel a flick on your forehead, and turn to see Gaia, almost like with a strolling look. On your own? Come on. You didn't really think I'd let you leave without me?
Mother and father. They need someone to...
Both of them smile. Arturia, we've survived on our own for many, many years, before we found you. We can survive a couple more. I'll be here when you get back. Gaia already talked to us about this yesterday.
Are you... She like looks over between Gaia and them. Are you sure?
Gaia did a step forward. Of course. I can't just leave my baby sister without any guidance.
You call me the infant, yet. Just obviously making a remark about her height.
Oh, rude. I am preposterous. See? No, this proves it. Ma, Pa, Arturia is a tyrant. As I have always stated, this is proof. And now she will enact her tyranny on all of Britannia. Guy does an exaggerated gesture. Truly, the suffering is upon us now. However will I survive with such a cruel younger sister?
Arteria gives a giggle.
Yeah. Guy gives a giggle back. So, Arturia, would you like to leave home?
She gives another hug for mother and father. Goodbye.
Bye, Arturia.
Try to be back as soon as I can.
Safe travels, Arturia.
She nods. Begins to walk over to Lamray, giving a nod to Saint Germanus and Yvain before she stops. Oh, wait. And then she runs back into the house and then comes back with Caliburn sheathed.
When you sheath it, it doesn't quite fit, so you sort of push it a little more, and you hear like a scraping sound, and it just forces the sheath in. You're pretty sure you scrape a lot of the sheath and just make it a bigger sheath.
Yeah, it'll have to do. So I suppose I need.
It
to
has
bring this
reality
with me.
warping abilities.
I suppose I need to bring this with me.
Yeah, we're pretty sure we need that. Gaia steps out, giving you a little smile as she hops up onto her horse as she unties it.
Yeah. Gives another sad smile to her parents, and then grabs an apple, and then, like from like a basket nearby, feeds it to Lamray, and then gets on her.
All right, then. I shall lead the way. I will be taking you all to Camelot, the province of the High King.
Harriet nods.
Yvain, is there anything you want to do before we leave this town?
Nope. I think that's it.
All right. Merlin is the last to exit Arturia's house
Of course I am.
and hops up on the cart, and then everyone heads off. All right. Going to take a quick intermission here to take a breather.
Breather.
Because I may be in DM mode to hold it well, but I am in fact still dying.
Tell the tale, Adam. Now's the time.
Fun fact: still dying.
Adam, tell the tale now.
I shan't.
I feel my insides.
I'll do it if you don't.
Sure,
I feel
go for it.
I feel my insides crumbling into pieces.
Melting. Fun group we got here. 2 believers, which includes the Pope there. 1 skeptical. Mostly everyone hates you.
No,
Mhm.
3 believers. Gaia
Three.
count. Gaia's believing.
Yeah. I see you're not including the parents.
Don't stop.
Believe it.
Well, 3. You said you're talking about the party.
Yeah.
The parents are believing, but they're not in the party. They are now adventuring.
I don't know. I wanna bring the parents along.
The adventures of Arturia's battle family.
Battle family.
Don't call
That's
it
my
that.
that's my kind of family.
A battle family.
Whole family of fighters.
Of battling battlers who battle.
All right. Put on some traveling music.
I forgot this.
This can work. Bring this back. Doesn't matter. It's fantasy.
Sure. This works.
This might change.
Probably will. Lemon, be ready with some town music.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yvain, I assume you were sleeping in the cart, as you said before.
Yeah.
Or do you? Yeah, you sort of jostled awake as you're moving through. And Yvain, I'll describe this from your point of view. Gradually, you sit up in the cart, having taken a nice little nap. And you, for the first time, well, not for the first time, for the first time in a while, you are visiting Camelot again. It's about as much as you remember. The landscape is barren. Trees are dying, even despite the autumn. Everything is dull, which is not matching this grandiose tune.
Yeah, I was afraid that was gonna happen.
Not the theme I was expecting to come on.
Everything seems very dull. You're almost tired looking. You see very far off, on the, like, almost like a mountainy hill, there's a massive castle with 2 rows leading up to it. It's still a good long ways away, though. As you are rubbing your eyes, you take in, it's about midday, as the sun shines down on you. And it seems the only other person to start with you is Merlin.
Well, nice.
She sort of mumbles to herself as she like looks around. It's just like home, huh?
What did he say?
I mean, you're not wrong, but
She just sort of mumbled to herself. It's almost like home.
Man, that must be bad then.
It's very mountainous and rocky and lots of beaches. Not really any place to grow things.
as you even say that, you hear Germanus speaking to Arturia. It appears you've caught them mid-conversation. And so, due to the drought, it seems that many of the fields around here have died, and therefore Camelot is unable to produce its own crops, leading to its ever-dwindling population. I shall give you a fuller explanation once we return, or rather I should say arrive, at the castle. You can be fully briefed on the provinces. I believe Yvain knows quite a bit, as the daughter of a duke. She may be able to inform you with most questions you have.
Nods. Yes, I'll do that.
As you're walking, or not walking, as you're riding, Yvain, you hear, actually everyone roll me perception. Just to see who hears it.
Wits plus composure.
Sure is.
Fuck yeah, bro!
Oh, first try?
1 success.
Also 1 success.
1 success.
Let's go, game!
And
I'm gonna roll for Gaia just to see if she gets 1 success.
Come on, don't be the odd one out. We'll throw you off the cart if you are.
one of us.
One of us. One of us.
It's Adam rolling, then it's quite possible she'll get 0.
3 successes. Gaia has vision of a hawk.
See, really good.
As you guys are traveling, Gaia suddenly stops her horse. Whoa, everyone, can we stop for a second? I think I hear and then a person tumbles out into the middle of the road. Are you travelers?
No one gonna answer?
Yes. We are.
You must stay away from this land. It's cursed. The Saxons have placed their hex upon us.
Oh my, hex?
Very much doubt that they've truly done that.
Oh, you shouldn't doubt it too much.
Our town, Rate, it's been hexed by the Saxons, and there's a grave illness sweeping us. You mustn't go there. Nah, even Artoria's heard of Saxons. Everyone knows Saxons.
Everyone knows what a fucking Saxon is, and everyone hates them.
Public enemy number one.
Hell yeah, bro.
Saint Germain gives you a little look to you, Arturia. It would appear we have met our people in need.
Do not worry. Could you please tell me what your name is?
My name? I'm Joffrey.
All
Hello,
three.
Hello, Mr. Joffrey. I'm Arturia.
Pleasure, miss.
Could you please tell me more of your plight?
Well, our town, Rate, it's by a stream, and suddenly we were doing great. We were fishing, we were eating good, and everyone's getting sick in the town. Everyone's violently sick, and most people aren't even waking up again.
Horrible.
But here's the thing. Just a week before that happened, a Saxon entered our lands. She brought a bunch of people with her, other Saxons. They set up this big circle, drew all things in it, and they told us that if we didn't give them all our supplies, they put a curse on us. Like an idiot, we refused, and they lit some candles and then left. All of a sudden, it's horrible.
Does that sound familiar to Merlin?
Roll me occult plus intelligence.
Fuck yeah, I'm good at that. Let's go, bro. 10 dice.
Merlin has 10 dice. Merlin has 10 dice to know occult shit. Arteria's highest dice pool is riding her horse.
She's good at it. 3 successes.
Something sounds off, Merlin. The way he's describing it, with all this lighting of candles and drawing of chalk, it sounds like a ritual. But from the way he says it almost sounds like the Saxons did it immediately, which wouldn't quite match up with the way a ritual is supposed to be done.
That shit takes time.
It does. So something's off about that story. That's weird.
Then I suppose we'll go investigate right away.
Investigate? No. You mustn't. The village is cursed. If you go there, you'll catch the plague too.
Not just leave people in need like this. Perhaps we could find some way to...
She shrugs.
lift the curse?
She's kind of hesitant at saying curse.
I see.
She's still she's still hesitant to believe magic is real.
Let's go along with the curse angle.
If you do, well, the town's only a short distance from here. I can lead you if you think you can break the curse. Goodness, by God, who are you, Arturia? You can break a curse. That's powerful.
Well, perhaps it's a lot more simple than that. After all, you said they lit some candles. What if you just
I don't know,
blew
Arturia.
them out?
It sounds quite dangerous. Almost like a real curse.
Well,
We did blow them out after the Saxons left. We destroyed the whole ritual site, but it was too late. The curse had already sunk in. Now the ground beneath us is very cursed.
Arturia, this very well may be a real curse.
Suppose so. What do you know about this kind of stuff?
I know about this kind of stuff, but I couldn't be sure. Well, it's your decision to choose if you want to help these people in need and perhaps a real curse. Perhaps not.
If going there will perhaps curse people, then I suggest if we're gonna go investigate, a minimum number of people should go, as to not have a majority of us be given this curse. She like nervously like looks around at the other people in the company. Like look at her, at what she's saying, the reactions of what she's saying.
Everyone seems to agree with you. They're looking at you for almost like orders.
She gulps. I will go. Smell that you seem to know about this stuff, this kind of thing. So would you perhaps be willing to accompany me,
Who are you asking?
Miss Merlin?
Sure.
She like looks around. What about you, Miss Yvain?
Of course. I will follow you, and if there's any aid that I can lend, I shall.
She turns to Yvain because she knows Yvain has very outwardly stated her loyalty. Other than the other people she's never heard from.
And now we got the main party.
Do you ask Gaia to stay, or do you ask Gaia to come along?
Do you wish to come, Gaia?
Well, I wish to come. Of course I do, but
That would be the whole party. There'd be no one left.
Right, I suppose you can stay here for the time being.
what? Are you sure? But it's dangerous in here. You might get sick. Fine. But you better come back safe, okay?
Getting sick is better. Me getting sick is better than you getting sick.
So, yeah. You know that, you dismount your horses as the village is very short ways away,
Adam, I have
and
a
we best not to risk getting horses sick.
Adam, I got a question.
Yes?
How much does Merlin know about how, I guess, germs, how plagues work?
You know a fair bit.
I would know more than a layperson.
You would know far more than a peasant ever would.
Do I know the existence of germs?
You are aware of the existence of germs.
I'd like to use my craft skill to make some masks.
Merlin introduces social distancing.
Fuck yeah, I do, bro.
Merlin's like, I need you to step away from me. I don't want to get cooties.
Like, dude, you're kind of an icky girl, so like,
What would I roll to create masks, Adam?
What are you creating masks out of?
I presume we have some fabric.
It would take a few minutes. That would be an extended action. People are kind of leaving now. Or do you want to just like make one for yourself? Or how are you making masks?
I mean, how a mask would normally be made, like with like a layer or two.
Yeah. And how many do you plan on making?
I would like to make 3.
All right, yeah. You guys see as Merlin like begins cutting up a bit of fabric, and just has you all wait for a moment. Roll me intelligence plus crafts.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah.
This is what I was made for.
oh, hello, big eyes. I'm talking to the
Medieval
black
distancing. I don't know how to spell medieval, but whatever.
Medieval.
Medieval.
Medi?
Medieval.
He is!
Should I use a willpower? I don't think I need a willpower here, right?
I mean, with
Well-
your luck, you're good.
It's an extended action.
Just give me one roll. It's an action that'll take an extended amount of time. I don't know if it won't quite.
Well,
be
I got
action.
3 successes anyways.
Okay. Assassin ritual.
Give us.
It takes about 10 or so minutes before eventually you're presented with a mast of fabric. You never really seen one of these before, Arturia. Were you either, Yvain?
Altaria,
What is
Yvain.
this?
I showed him how to put it on.
Merlin wraps some sort of fabric around her mouth. You're fairly sure that means you won't be able to breathe. Yep, Merlin
Puts it
seems to be
on.
breathing just fine. You can breathe.
Melon.
I'd
What
request
is
you wear
the-
these.
I can breathe in this? It looks like some sort of bounding device.
I don't see the purpose of that.
It's to keep. Merlin thinks for a second how to explain this to a stupid person. It's to keep the bad air out.
The air.
Yes, the bad air.
Guy looks down from the cart. You mean like the stuff our cows make?
A bit worse than that.
Ooh, worse than
Worse?
that. That smells pretty
What?
bad then.
How is something worse?
It's not that you could smell it, it's an invisible threat.
Invisible? Well then, how are we supposed to defeat it? I don't think I can hit something that's invisible.
You can't, you just have to find it, but that'd be pretty hard.
And how does fabric stop something invisible?
Let's just leave.
Do I have to put this on?
Yes, please.
Okay.
She just struggles a little bit to put it on.
Merlin washes her hands.
Merlin.
Where?
There is a nearby stream. You can go wash your hands in.
I will go wash my hands.
Roll me perception.
Oh boy. That's always good, right?
And while Merlin does that, I'm going to do the music change and describe things from Arturia and Yvain's perspective.
I'll use a willpower, fuck it. 3 successes.
I'm gonna have to. Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh,
Willpower is just generally used for when you're really trying something, and this would just be something you passively notice.
damn. I'm
Oh,
really
well.
washing my hands super good.
He's singing the song.
Singing the song, doing it for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I can roll
Well,
again
I-
if you want.
No, it's fine.
I used to be like a like whenever I washed the hands, like people told me about it, and I was like, "Wow, do you really have to wash your hands for 20 minutes?" Okay. So so one time I just sat like it was like an after school thing, and so I just sat in the bathroom. My mom was outside coming to ready to get me. I was just sitting in the bathroom just washing my hands, and she walks in like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm washing my hands. I have to do it for 20 minutes."
20 seconds, dumbass!
Oh boy.
Well,
I was in like second grade.
Arturia, Yvain, this town is in a very sorry state. You see that the homes are overflowing with people who are just laying down on cots. There is a palpable sickness in the air. However, the cloth mask that was provided by Strange Merlin does mitigate the smell.
Mitigates other things there.
You hear some groans of discomfort and pain, and you see the beginnings of a body pit being dug up.
Oh dear.
Joffrey goes over. Like I said, we've been cursed. Here's the proof.
Arteria, the 15-year-old girl who's never once experienced death, is very nervous.
Do you know where this hex was started?
Well, we know where it was done, but it's the strangest thing. It just targets people at random. I remember at one point someone said it might have been some sort of illness, but no. You see, sometimes someone will get sick, and then no one else in their family will get sick, or they'll just all get sick. It's the strangest thing.
Maybe the Saxons have
Oh
brought a
god.
plague.
Oh god, Merlin isn't here to save these fuckers.
Could you take me to where they brought this hex into place?
I can do so. And Joffrey
Arteria's
leaves
like
the. Go on.
she's like kind of mindlessly following. She's still just kind of like looking around at everything, like kind of afraid.
An understandable reaction. As you follow him, eventually you reach a site that appears to have been very. It appears to be a small clearing with just dirt on the ground. It's where all the candles and the red stuff used to be. I think it was blood, but we cleaned it all up. It's all gone. But it didn't end the curse.
Huh. Really?
Aye. The curse must have seeped into the ground.
Arteria kind of like uses the sheathed caliburn to kind of like poke the ground and like hoe up a bit of dirt to look at it.
It looks, well, basically like the dirt you see back in your village. You've checked for weeds before, and you don't really see anything sickly in the ground.
It hasn't seeped into the ground. Otherwise, it would probably look like it has.
You're just gonna look around for anything.
Back at the top,
Saxon.
that strange lady, she was talking about an invisible enemy. The curse is invisible!
Oh god.
Invisible.
I showing no signs. Maybe the Saxons have some sort of sealing ability that can seal it from sight.
Oh Merlin, no.
Hold on, give me checks. But what if the hex make the Saxons invisible?
Joffrey
What
puts both his
intelligence?
hands to his head
Someone
What
get
as his eyes go wide.
What
Merlin,
intelligence?
please.
God.
Someone get
Arteria's
Merlin, please.
Arteria is both simultaneously like kind of afraid, just because like seeing all this, and also just a tiny bit thinks that they're insane people. As the idea of invisible Saxons just seems ludicrous to her.
One intelligence, zero.
Invisible Saxons. How do we defend against invisible Saxons?
Very well doubt the Saxons are invisible. After all, they are loud, aren't they? Are they capable of such stealth?
The lady speaks truth. Saxons are very, very loud. Far too simple-minded to be capable of such stealth.
Oh yeah, I forgot Yvain has medical.
At this point, we're going to cut back would you guys like to return back to the town or anything?
Yeah, they're just gonna go back to Yvain. At least is gonna go back to the town.
Yeah.
You get back. You see Merlin crouching by the river, holding what appears to be an intestine. Merlin,
my.
while washing your hands, the river is a running river, the stream, and you felt something brush up against you. Almost instinctively, you grabbed it and pulled it out, and it appears to be a small intestine.
Oh my.
So, you two girls, this strange woman is just holding something. I'm fairly sure Arturia definitely has never seen an intestine. Yvain, maybe.
Yvain does have a bit of medical, so I don't know.
Well, this certainly makes
Also
sense.
has medical, but she wouldn't know what the insides of a body look like.
Good point.
She's holding something. You don't know what she's holding, but it's something. It looks kind of wiggly.
Do I hear them come up?
Yeah.
My, is that a snake?
No, it's an intestine. Small intestine, to be precise.
What?
Which is?
It's the thing inside your body.
What is it doing outside of one?
Well, I would presume a corpse.
Came from a person?
Roll intelligence plus science, yeah.
I'm built for this shit, boy! What is this roll for? Biology?
Yeah.
Merlin's the smartest man alive, woman alive! 4 successes!
This intestine specifically belongs to a sheep. This is not human intestine, but rather sheep intestine.
Actually, this is a sheep intestine. See, notice this bit right here. That's humans don't have that bit.
She like holds it up to their faces.
A sheep?
Yes.
Oh. Yes.
Join me
Now
up,
that you say
River,
that.
will you?
You hear behind you Joffrey screaming, "She's found a demon in the river!"
She turns on. No demons. It's all fine.
I mean, it could be a demon. You never know, Arturia.
No, that's preposterous.
She tosses it out of the river and onto the ground. And she goes upriver.
Would you like to follow Merlin?
Yeah.
It seems like Merlin has a knowing of what this kind of stuff. So
What you people would do without me?
What would we do?
As you all follow Merlin, to both of your surprise, yet not to Merlin seemingly, the water gets thicker and thicker and redder, with tinges of black in it, until eventually you reach what appears to be a cave of sorts, slightly elevated off the ground, with where the river or stream seems to flow from, and there appears to be a horrid smell coming from it, along with a large amount of strange red and black fluids.
You said that this would help with smells.
Oh yeah!
Merlin,
Yes,
you recognize this?
yes I do.
This appears to be a lot of gore that's been put in the water. You see, after all, a curse could easily be replicated by poisoning the water wells that it drinks from.
Yes. Arturia magic atheism works again.
Ladies and ladies, we have found our curse.
So, of course, it
Rot
wasn't
in the
any
water
magic.
supply?
Of course, it wasn't any magic.
Well, get to it, you two.
What do you
Get it out of the water.
And then Yvain starts like trudging through the water.
And don't touch any of your face afterwards.
Over the next 30 minutes or so, Arturia, do you join in?
Yeah.
Merlin, you watch as the other two slowly pull sheep carcasses, rotted sheep carcasses, out of the cave and throwing them onto the ground, until eventually there's a big pile of sheep carcasses, and after cleaning a bit more of the intestines and runaways, the water is flowing clear again. Well, as clear as it can be.
It's all in a pile, right?
Yeah.
Merlin finds the biggest rock she can and puts them around it in a circle.
All right.
She gets leaves and dead branches too.
You guys are watching Merlin just build some sort of strange, almost like a teepee around these corpses.
Merlin, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're banning the corpse, obviously.
Well, I suppose so.
Alright.
Any useful dead parts here that I can use, Adam?
Yeah, you could probably make a couple. You could make a few potions out of these.
Yeah, maybe a kidney or two, I don't know.
You guys see Merlin like taking some sort of strange vials out of her person and putting some of the sheep's blood and intestines and stuff into them, and then pocketing it again.
You would not know how useful sheep testicles are.
Oh, okay.
The chick kind of leans into Yvain. I'm starting to regret having her around.
And after a bit, a full bonfire is constructed. Merlin, would you like to light it?
Yes, I would.
With a run of flint upon more flint, it catches fire. As Merlin takes a step back, and the awful, horrid smell goes up into the air.
I'd like to mention Merlin at some point just put flowers in her mouth.
Nice. Played Merlin. Played Dr. Merlin.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Just like a whole clove of garlic underneath his mask.
It'll stop the smell.
Merlin, you wonderful bastard.
She's quite wonderful.
So,
That's that. You two should wash your hands.
Okay.
Do you know what washing your hands are?
You
Yes.
soak them in water.
Yes. Alright, I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure if the imbeciles know what hygiene is.
Alright, Adam.
eventually,
down to the river.
after getting them to wash their hands, you return back to the town. Where you see the people are currently talking about how to fight invisible Saxons.
Hear ye, come one, come all.
Joffrey turns to look at you. Ah! You're one of the people with Arturia, right?
Yes, Merlin.
Ah, Miss Merlin. Are you alright? I saw you by the river earlier. Have you been infected by the demon too? You're the one who found the river demon!
And... Sure.
Are you alright?
Yes, we took care of it.
They seem a bit confused.
Seems
We-
as though that, Oh, do you want to explain?
I mean, you could go ahead, I'll tell you.
Well... It looks as though what you thought to be a curse was lifted.
Lifted? You can break curses!
No, but,
Arturia the hero! 3 cheers for Curse Breaker Arturia!
Hip hip,
Hooray!
hip hip,
Hooray!
hip hip.
Hooray!
Merlin is leading this.
Yeah. It seems there's no getting through to them, Arturia. It seems you've lost this battle.
Good PR.
Merlin wins.
dear. Oh dear. Although, Miss Merlin,
Yes, Altaria.
If they've poisoned the water, how would they have started feeling sick immediately?
Well,
Merlin, you're aware that eating stuff that was soaked in sheep guts is not very good for your health, considering they were also eating the fish,
Yeah.
which had to swim through that.
It takes quick effect.
it takes very quick effect.
I see.
Anyways, I have something to teach the women of this town.
What?
Merlin teaches the women how to boil water.
Incredible.
So, when the water starts to bubble, then poisons are removed?
Yes.
Merlin lives in a closet state that's pointing it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah. I explained it to them like they're 5.
They understand just barely.
Thank God.
Eventually, you manage to get it. They agree with Yvain's interpretation that boiling it, when the bubbles happen, fire brings the bubbles. The bubbles make the poison go away.
Yes, but you can't
Wait,
leave
so
it.
you're
Can't
saying
leave it
that-
too long.
So you're saying that the poison gases are in the bubbles, and when they pop, they away?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It's a small victory, a Pyrrhic one,
I'm still the
but a
technical
victory
winner.
nonetheless.
I'm still the technical winner of this arc.
And with Merlin teaching the woman about boiling water, and everyone getting ready to head back to their cart, we continue the journey to Camelot. We will end today's session.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Merlin has learned something new.
Yvain
Whatever
has
that could
learned
be.
something.
Merlin has learned the Saxons know about biological warfare.
Yes, that is important information,
It's
Merlin.
extremely important.
The Saxons didn't have
Because that means
bioweapons.
they have the same general information that I do.
You can assume, as
And you're
considering the way they
you're
set it
one
up,
person.
you can assume so. And the fact that they, set up a fucking curse, a fake curse.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait for them to pull out Nemesis.
The Saxons.
Saxons
Sure.
are
Bioweapon.
the Saxons are stealing. The Saxons are stealing Genghis Khan's clout.
The Saxons are quite formidable.
Next session, the castle furnishing arc.
Yeah, I assume the medical expertise at the time was stop the bleeding.
Wrap bandage around wound.
Yeah.
Wound stop sometimes.
I should probably invest in this.
Sometimes.
I should either teach
Sometimes wounds stop, but then wound go yellow, and that bad.
you. Yeah.
That means you gotta cut off the limb.
I mean, Merlin has experience with stitching together body parts.
She sure does. So, I know that was a rather a very slapdash session, because a lot of shit happens in the very beginning of Arthurian myth. So, trying to get that into a coherent story was. What you guys think?
Amazing. I love it.
It was good.
Pretty good.
I'm really confused though.
Merlin's
Thank
really
you.
smug.
I don't quite get it.
Political intrigue. is going to be a
may I summarize something for you?
Hold on.
Arteria,
can
let me
do-
summarize the case for you.
You can do whatever it is you said.
Merlin did indeed have an angle. Well, you see, Altaria. While you are still skeptical about things you perhaps cannot see, and magic and the like, you did act as a king. You made a choice. You put yourself in danger's way for your subjects. You prioritized. What was it? Prioritize the party? No, you like.
You made
She
sure.
kept a small number of people. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah. You split our party, making sure that a certain number of them would not get sick, where they went to the possibly cursed village, and you saved that village in the end.
Well, I only was able to do it because of your guidance.
Yes, but you chose to stop and help them, out of the kindness of your own heart.
I suppose.
After I told you that perhaps it was a curse, or perhaps it was not, you still put yourself in the way of danger. I say that's pretty kingly.
Yeah. Yes, it could be.
That is all.
Alright.
Yeah. On that note, we'll end the session. And now, aspirations.
Yay!
First off, everyone gets a beat for session completion.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Doing it.
So, real quick. Did you guys have aspirations before today?
I think I had an aspiration or two. No, I don't, apparently.
Oh, right. Because we were going to set up Merlin's aspirations afterwards.
Yeah.
Once we got a feel for her character.
I have one.
No, it's cool. I don't really... It's fine for you guys to not have those aspirations for the first session. Because I know it takes a bit to get a feel for the character and get into their head a bit.
Yeah.
So... We can skip aspiration. You just take the beat for session completion, and then I'll work out your aspirations individually for each of you, and then we'll assign beats retroactively.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I made up 3 aspirations.
Yeah. Arturia, however, will be getting our beats at the moment. So, Arturia, would you like to list your aspirations and
Let
whether or
us
not you
hear
completed
it.
them?
I'd like to take care of Lamray.
You sure did.
I don't suppose I kept Guy out of trouble.
Not quite. If anything, you've roped her into the biggest of trouble.
Did I have fun with her?
You sure did.
That's alright.
2 beats.
I could not have a kingly aspiration, as I feel as though all of the current aspirations are very important.
Don't worry. I'll make a king out of you yet.
Also, I can here's Bloodwind, but she wears like a regal red.
Look at this bitch.
Look at it, dude.
Look at this
This dude. Fun fact: Bloodwind is adapted from Bedivere.
I love my
That's
man
that's the
Bedivere.
name.
Betty,
Yeah.
Betty's cool.
Yes.
He's
Ye- Bloodwood is an
Oh.
adaptation of him. A very
Oh.
loose adaptation.
Well, here you go. That means you get to take my sword and go somewhere with it.
And then come
God.
back and say I did it, and then say, okay, bullshit, do it right this time.
Do it again.
Bullshit, do it again.
Nah, bullshit, something cool would have happened. Go back.
I didn't see it. Do it again.
Oh, for real? On God, do it again.
Yeah, that's the fact that Arthur was like, no, it wasn't cool.
I do have
Do
a
it again,
question
do it
about
for
the
real.
extent of Merlin's knowledge, if you're okay with answering it in front of everyone.
Like, knowledge is in like
Like, her supernatural knowledge.
Gaia is a peasant girl. She knows nothing.
I said Merlin.
Oh, Merlin?
Yeah.
Merlin's supernatural knowledge. Do you want to answer in front of everyone? I'm fine with doing so if you want.
I mean, to what extent?
You're a cult.
You know, like that those things exist. You know generally about them. Things you don't know about mages.
Alright.
You don't know about mummies. You don't know about beasts or sin eaters. But you know about like vampires. You know about
Vampires,
werewolves.
werewolves, fae. We just saw fae.
Fae, changelings, spirits. You know some of
ones.
the common witchcraft, which is different from a mage's magic. But you know a couple witchcrafts.
What
Not how to
about,
perform them exactly, but you know they exist.
what about demons?
You know there's tales of them, especially within the Christian mythology, but you've never really encountered one yourself
And
or
not
had any
quite,
kind
and
of
not quite what they're about.
yeah.
All right.
Not the
You
real.
know the Christian mythology demons, but you don't know. You have zero knowledge of God Machine or God Machine.
Yeah.
Demons.
All right.
No one knows about God Machine demons.
Very few know about the God Machine.
It's like it's a blessing from the Lord. Like the God machine.
So yeah.
Huh?
So for the
What did I
most,
do?
for anything normal people could encounter, she's incredibly knowledgeable.
Yes,
All right.
you have. Yeah, like I'd say you have knowledge, not quite the level of, but sort of close to the MDA.
Is the Masquerade a thing yet?
No,
When does that become a thing?
it becomes a
After
thing
Sen-
after the end of Sengoku era Japan.
Yeah, after Sengoku era, wherever they were like, a lot of strong happened there. Let's just not.
That
Let's not do
explains.
that in
That
public
explains.
anymore.
Change.
Hence why Morgan
Yeah.
just fucking time warped himself through the mirror dimension in broad daylight.
Oh yeah, for whatever
New
for whatever
headcanon
time
that
for whatever
Goemon's the reason why.
it might be for all we know. Also, just
Like,
for the
a lot
time
of
skip
stuff
that's going to
happened.
happen, I want Merlin to inspect that glass.
Cool. Spoiler alert, Merlin, you will be getting your own lab once we get to the castle. So you have
Fuck
plenty
yeah,
of time for
bro! Laboratory.
Yeah.
Laboratory.
that. Laboratory.
Arturia, do you mind if I kidnap some children? Don't worry why.
Do you not?
How about Saxons? Can I take Saxons?
No, they haven't really deserved whatever you're going to do.
There's no Geneva Convention yet.
There's no
Merlin
Geneva
is the reason
Convention.
why the Geneva Convention gets invented.
Fucking probably.
Merlin survives long enough for the Geneva Convention to come into effect.
God,
I was
she
just
probably could.
following.
Alchemy's
yeah,
weird
no,
like
following
that.
orders.
It is confirmed. There is given numerous options that like being able to extend your life indefinitely is totally a thing you can do with alchemy.
It's fucking.
Merlin is
Merlin-
You
Merlin
absolutely
could
can
live
brew
to
versions
current
of
day.
immortality.
Merlin could be in Chicago right now. We wouldn't
Yeah.
know.
If you manage to acquire Vitrol, Merlin can totally just make herself immortal.
I guess I have a goal now.
Yeah, it requires constant like ingestions and stuff. Once a year, according to the book. So
I do enjoy playing an alchemist a lot more than I thought I would. I didn't
Yeah.
get to use any of my alchemy, but when I do, oh boy.
alchemy is fun, and utility Merlin I really enjoy.
Smug
I'm glad I
fuck.
got to give her a good spotlight here.
Smug
I knew this
fuck.
was gonna be a nice
Smug
place to
fuck.
show off.
Such a smug bitch.
Smug bitch with smart bitch too.
He's very intelligent, very useful. Good job, Arturia.
SSB.
You're gonna have
Smart
to
bitch.
earn Merlin calling you king.
But I don't really know how to do that. But okay. I'll try my best.
So yeah, that's first session of Camelot.
Oh, the second the DM mask fell off, he started dying.
It's like
I need
freaking I forget. He's just like, the fucking blood just explodes out of his mouth.
All Might, that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, all my just fucking.
DM mode. Normal Adam mode.
Yeah, it was visceral.
Rest in peace, Adam.
I was hit by a wayward piece of cheese, causing me to have this wound.
You mean a sink Dorito?
I once willingly ate a sink Dorito, and it exploded 50% of all my internal organs.
Melted upon contact.
Adam, does Caliburn do anything, or is it just cool?
It's a super cool sword. That's
It's
the
got
one.
It
cold
has a
iron and
relatively
silver.
long sword, so 3, with normal initiative penalties. And due to its cold iron core, as well as silver lining, it counts as a bane to both werewolves, or both changeling, or both. Yeah, it counts as a bane to Fae and anything that is weak to silver, including werewolves.
Werewolves and I don't know.
It's an incredibly impressive blade.
Rarely, some vampires are as well, but it's more of a case by case vampire.
Merlin can't
vampires.
tell anything magical about it though.
Yeah,
It's those certain vampires who are
Merlin,
just
you don't
like.
have a magic sense.
Yeah.
You'd need to like really investigate something. If you know how to tell if something's magical under close investigation, but you can't really just tell at a glance.
Yeah, no,
so,
she's an alchemist. She doesn't have magical sense.
yeah. You're fucking science. You're turning magic into science.
She is very scientific. Merlin invents the scientific method.
Fucking might.
Fucking
She probably does.
She kind of used it there.
Yeah.
Can see how this is gonna go, and like maybe a good 50 at least % of the campaign is going to be fucking just walking around like, hey, I'm the new king. Could you please be allies with us? Oh, I have to do something to gain your respect. Okay.
We gotta do side quests.
You've cracked it. You've cracked the code.
We need to
You've
liberate.
cracked the campaign.
We need to liberate the districts.
You've realized immediately. You've cracked it. How could you ever have realized the plot?
We need to gain reputation.
Meanwhile, upgrading our main home.
How many
base.
respect points did we gain, Adam?
You've gained the support of the singular town within Camelot.
How many people are in there? That's how many respect points we got.
Like a 100, maybe
100
more
currently.
Yeah. I don't know how many people.
Oh
live in
no,
a medieval
Merlin
town.
forgot to teach them to wash their hands. Oh no.
It's probably for the best. Otherwise, they would have made this connection in mind. Ooh, water with bubbles means no poison.
Oh.
That means they wash in there for extra no poison.
Boiling their
So
hands.
honestly, it's probably for the best you did.
Yeah, the world isn't advanced
The
enough.
world isn't ready.
The world
Wait,
isn't ready for Merlin.
Did you tell them to cool down the water before they drink it?
They'll find that out the hard way.
They will.
They'll learn.
They'll learn.
adapt.
That's young Timothy. He drank the purified water, and now
He drank the bubble.
its
He
magic
drank the
power was
water.
too much for him to handle, and it burned his esophagus. He can now no longer speak to us.
Trying to see who can contain
Timmy
the
was
magic
too
power.
weak.
He was unworthy. He's unworthy, so it burned him.
Merlin, what have you wrought upon this town?
I brought good, but boy, oh jeez.
No, I like to
The
imagine.
road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Oh,
I like to
Of course.
imagine that there's just like a town, or just like a country town in like Britain, where there's just a town of people who have just like really, really strong linings of their esophagus and stomach, drink boiling water because it's a natural adaptation.
They have iron stomachs.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
They have iron stomachs.
Oh no. Merlin, I don't know if you've done something good today.
Merlin, you've done something today.
She's done something.
Whether it's good or bad will remain to be seen.
Oh, there's
Merlin,
more.
the forbidden knowledge is too much for the peasant folk.
They were really stupid.
Maybe there's a reason why they're peasants.
I have a question to ask, but I'll wait for after everything is officially over. I have
Arturia,
a
what's
question
your
to ask of
intelligence?
everyone. 2.
Congratulations, you're the second smartest in the party.
Nice.
Both Gaia and Yvain are at 1 int.
Merlin holds all the brain cells, but she shares some.
The party has
She
5
puts them out
brain
on loan.
cells. Merlin uses 4 of them and occasionally lends 1 to Arturia.
She doesn't trust anyone else with them, though.
I want this brain cell back with interest.
I want you to
What?
use this brain cell to make 2 more brain cells, please.
If you rub 2 brain cells together, maybe you'll make a 3rd one.
Brain cells?
Oh yeah,
What
by
are
the way, Merlin,
cells?
you have no clue what like cells are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a bit
What's
too
a
much.
brain?
Brain cell? The brain cell subreddit. Yeah, once everything's said and done, I got a question to ask.
Yeah.
passed away.
No, afterwards.
Can
After we're
done.
done with the campaign?
after what?
No.
Do I press?
Just give it a moment. Yeah, if we are true and blue over,
Mm-hmm.
Can I do it? Does that mean I press the button?
Yeah.
Pop
I
it.
will, I'll press the
new
button.
campaign.